What's up, y'all? Valhalla Sports Talk is on the air. Something new, something different. The Australian Grand Prix, the 2022 Australian Grand Prix from Melbourne, Australia. Oi, oi, oi. Mina Milton checks in and says, yo, what's up, Milton? What's up, Julian Cruz? Rory Otto says, how you hope you're doing good, doing good. Yeah, first time streaming F1. I am a newbie from America, and we're going to do an F1 stream here on Valhalla Sports Talk from Melbourne, Australia. Got kind of a cool show planned for you. Relatively new to this whole thing, though. I know the fans in Australia are hyped, though. And we'll see what we can do here. We will see what we can do. We are fresh off a NASCAR stream. The stream ended about 35-40 minutes ago. And we're going to have race audio and live timing and scoring on the channel. But looking forward to it. Let's get to our screen. All right, Julian, we'll see you, buddy. We will see you, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by. Make sure to hit that like. Matt Yester says, oi, Valhalla F1. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, I don't know what I'm doing here, but we're going to try it. Andrew Williams says, I'm from America. It's 1 a.m. in the East Coast, Georgia. Yep, it's 9:21 here in Arizona. 9:21. Let me cut that music off, and we are going to listen in. We are going to listen in to pre-race coverage on ESPN HD, channel 207 on DirecTV. Formula One Grand Prix Sunday is the name of the show. And then shortly, I'll get you to the actual race.
Oh, sweet. Very sweet stuff. Sorry about that.
Mina Milton says, you're old enough to work, Julian? Sheesh, I'm getting old. Julian been working a couple years now, Milton. Julian works more than I do. But 9 in the house. Subscriber count sitting at 8160. We picked up about 70 today. An 11,000 view NASCAR stream started the day off. I'm almost out of beer. I got a Bud Light. I got a couple Budweisers left.
I think it's going to be absolutely fascinating at the Alpine and the McLaren, so I'm going to be watching with interest in this.
So somebody that knows what's going on here, tell me what I'm watching here. Are they still practicing before this race starts?
An extra pace. Are they going to get Gran on that front left? Is that going to push them?
Are they practicing just before the race gets underway?
Things for Red Bull and Ferrari, because they...
Andrew Williams says, I think Astros versus Blue Jays in the ALCS. Yeah, a lot of people on that Blue Jays train. And the Astros have proven that they don't miss Korea all that much yet. Yankees, though, 2-0, Andrew. Sheila Jones says, hi, Valhalla and everyone. Hi, says Milton. Are you into this F1 stuff, Milton? Would you call yourself an F1 fanatic? Oh, I'm not even on camera yet. Bam! What's up, Berserkers? I forgot to turn on the camera, y'all. We've got 36 minutes, 50 seconds to the start of the Australian Grand Prix. Audra says, no, they're prepping the car. I'm not sure what I'm watching then. There's cars going around this track. Must be a tape, huh? But I did see some pictures of Australia. It looks like a beautiful day there in Melbourne.
That team has gone on to win the...
Or Melbourne, I guess is the correct pronunciation. What a beautiful city. I'd love to go there one day. Maybe I'll have to talk to my buddy, Rob Parsons, come down there and take the COO and go visit Australia. Apparently the home favorite is Daniel Ricciardo, but the fans are enjoying their day, says this blog from F1. One driver who's impressed the crowd, according to Ferrari, is Charles Leclerc. He's grabbed the second pole in 3 races and has what on paper looks like a very competitive Ferrari under his control. He doesn't have a backup car, though.
Anywhere else? and yet they managed to...
Minda Belton says, I would not call myself an F1 fan. Andrew says, yesterday was free practice 3 and qualifying. I did see free practice 3. I watched part of that. Minda Milton says, it does look gorgeous there, no doubt. So in the States, this race will be shown on ESPN on your television dial. The last 4 winners of this race, according to Team Red Bull, have started second or third on the grid. And then there's a nice picture from Oracle Red Bull Racing that shows a fellow with a melon on his head that's cut out to look like a helmet.
Yeah, there's even some talk it might have even been a different chassis concept in a sense to make that package fit, but that's when you do a launch day, that you've got to believe in the package you go in. They will correlate.
So it says green light pit exit open. Not sure what that means. But it's round 3 of the 2022 F1 season from Melbourne, Australia. Charles Leclerc starts on the pole for Ferrari alongside Max Verstappen. Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo both made it into the top 10 for McLaren, and Alex Albon was disqualified from qualifying but has been cleared to race today. Yeah, I've got the top 20 drivers scrolling across your screen there on the overlay. That's the current top 20 as I saw it on Monday morning. So I hope I do F1 service by doing this stream today. Hope we get some viewers in here. We just came off, I mentioned, an 11,000 viewer NASCAR stream, or 11,000 views. So hopefully this one can do just as well, and we pick up a few subs along the way. Andrew says they're testing the pit lane and pit stops. Understand. So Rob Parsons should be joining us shortly in the chat here. He is at the race in Australia. He'll be joining us in the chat. So looking forward to that. I've got Thor the dog sitting here laying down, and Skip is looking at me. He wants his nighttime bone. This is usually when I hit the rack, y'all. But 7 up in here, as we are about 33 minutes from the start of today's race.
Because he's a perfect number 2. And I don't think Charles would be doing the job Carlos as his teammate, because there's harmony in the team and he's been able to push him in his own track, and pushing Charles is something, you know.
Yeah, the TV now saying 33 minutes 14 seconds. I see now what you're talking about, Audra, that they're testing pit stops. They go around once and then come in.
Are jumping. So who better to send up there than our special envoy, Johnny? Have you got him going, Johnny?
All right, I've got the University of Arizona hat on today. I don't own any F1 merchandise.
Brilliant here to see these guys. All I can see at the back of these shirts. Thank you very much, everybody. It's Ricardo.
There's not a lot of people broadcasting this stream without an accent. I do know that for a fact. A lot of English accents for sure. These F1 races look like a party. F1 coming to Vegas next November, and I think I'm going to be there. Trying to get this dude's digits.
I think he's going to be able to do today.
A lot of people wearing Ferrari merchandise, of course.
You know what? The best he can do is...
The top 2 drivers in the series, I believe, drive for Ferrari.
Because we got a Ferrari fan joining us up here. Brilliant stuff.
Andrew says there's 3 compound tires, hard, soft, medium. I've seen that, Audra. Thank you so much on the live timing and scoring. It kind of says what tire they're currently running. That's interesting. That's interesting. So let me guess. The hard tire is the fastest? Or is it the opposite? And then they have a rain tire, I believe, as well. But thanks for hanging out with me, Andrew. I need all the learning I can get. But I'm excited. I watched that race from, was that Saudi Arabia a couple weeks ago? And I was like, I got to try to stream this stuff. I got to go ahead and take me a shot.
Lewis not really realizing how much.
I noticed all the streams are about the same. They all have the same timing and scoring.
This year, we had it again. This was Max against Charles. Charles completely backed out of it before the DRS line.
Oh, it's the opposite. The soft tire is the fastest.
Detection point.
Interesting.
People at home. That
More grip, right?
tells you when
A softer tire compound means more grip.
open the DRS.
I understand.
This is what Charles did. So there was a lot of tactical.
I'm learning, y'all.
Not happy about Charles used.
I'm learning some stuff.
I'm gonna show you.
Hit the subscribe, give the video a like.
This was when they were both playing a bit of chicken.
I don't know. I had a little thought in my head that
It's the detection.
I was going to get to 10,000 subscribers today, thanks to F1, but we'll see. Lost 3 when I logged on. 8157 current subscriber count here on YouTube.
We won't have a problem here though because the DRS detection.
Jack Serrano already came in and retracted his message.
Quick sequence of corners, so no driver.
Andrew says soft tire is faster, hard, longer lasting.
No, just go back.
I understand.
There's a line. There isn't a line for the detection point, but there is a line for the
Unbelievable how technical this whole series is.
DRS on the right.
It literally looks like spaceships. These cars look like spaceships.
The other one is here. You see in the final sector of the lap.
9 in the house though.
Around just before the penultimate corner.
Valhalla Sports Talk up in here. Our first F1 race ever here on the channel.
Single detection point for 2 DRS zones. The one on the start finish straight and also the one on the exit of turn.
Jack says it's midnight. May watch the first couple laps. Go Max and Red Bull. There you go, Jack. Jack, have you figured out what's going on with your YouTube account, sir?
But it's still going to be massively critical to be within that 1 second mark at those detection points because on a windy day like this, the slipstream will be very.
Jack says F1 is great.
Okay, half an hour to go to.
Like I said, I've taken a crash course in the last couple weeks here.
Like, Pete,
It's quite the event, though. I am going to try to go to that Vegas race for sure.
man who's led more Grand Prix than anybody else in history, surely. At the front, I wouldn't be surprised. to see
Andrew says these are the world's fastest racing cars. Yeah, that's true. The biggest series on Earth. Most popular series on Earth, too, even more than NASCAR, I hear.
They're into the wall, and so I wouldn't be at all surprised to see that today. Now the grid, it's a brand new surface here. There's not really an advantage left or right. It's not like the track's been.
I was wondering about the surface as far as Vegas is concerned. They're going to probably have to repave a lot of that course.
A minute by minute playbook at this event.
Jack says, I have no clue, but I lost my wrench. I think you're on a different account, dude. I didn't take your wrench.
Lots of starts on both sides of the grid. So you can't see any advantage or disadvantage.
Andrew says all this involves is a lot of aerodynamics.
Let's see what we can see now. The pole position Ferrari.
I did see, I think it was yesterday, I was watching a driver go into his garage stall, and they literally weighed him
Into the first.
to see how much he weighed.
Charles Leclerc quite laid in. Look how big the car is. Look how tiny he looks in the middle of that car as it's sitting up.
You're going to the Coda in October?
Fantastic.
That's pretty cool, Jack. I was impressed with that Coda racetrack when the NASCAR boys went there.
Yeah, so you're a big Ferrari fan, obviously. Right? You're a big Ferrari fan, obviously, and Inter Milan was not a big football man.
Marco Materazzi, the 2006 World Cup winning footballer.
No Italy in the World Cup this year.
This stuff is international, no doubt.
Yeah, I know, let's do that. And, well, Charles just coming past there now, giving you a little bit of a wave. But, look, good to see you. And enjoy your Formula One. And please see you on the grid. Well, that went well, didn't it?
Or quit licking your paw.
Let's move through. Who else we can have a word with as the driver.
So they're doing their version of a grid walk here with 26 minutes before the green flag.
So we're hearing the ambulance at the front of this car, nicely high up, fourth on the grid. Let's see if we can dive in there and have a chat with him. He's talking to his engineer at the moment. There's lots of cameras standing there. Well, of course, all of those.
8 berserkers up in here.
Now, there used to be a bit of grass.
All right, so here it is. This is what I need. Here's the Albert Park track guide for the geeks. 58 race laps, 14 corners on the track, 5.279 kilometer in length. The tire sets per driver are 8 red, 3 yellow, 2 white. Fuel consumption is high. Maximum speed 315 kilometers an hour.
And how's your race?
Lap record 1:20.486 for Lewis Hamilton in 2019. Soft C5 compound, C3 medium, C2 hard.
We'll see. I think our race today is going to be with the Mercedes, and yeah, if it can be done, we'll be happy. You're in the British quarter. You, George, Lewis across the street. I'm at the front of it, so as long as I...
Andrew says you should stream Abu Dhabi, the last race of the season. I probably will.
Right, let's just...
I probably will. I'm going to try to get this thing going. As I learn a little bit more as we go along, you know?
With George here. George! So this is the best your car's been this year, isn't it? You're going into this race.
Team radio here from Charles Leclerc from Ferrari. Let's pause this and hear what team radio from Charles Leclerc.
Yeah, so I confirm everything is fine on the air side. So this is start target to red. Target to red.
All right, so target to red.
Car looks a little bit of a handful from time to time, eh?
Jack says you can't drink beer and watch F1. You have to sip expensive wine. Well, there's a problem. There's a problem, Jack. I do not own any expensive wine. Matter of fact, I don't own any wine. Roachy Entertainment checks in, says Rockies. Yeah, the Rockies got that dub today. Rockies did get the dub today.
Of course, they...
Jack says, I've been following F1 since 2012. Audra says they have the fastest pit stop with 2.7 seconds. 10 in the house here.
What's the problem?
What do you mean?
I heard you say we have a problem.
The drivers.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, Jack said I needed to sip expensive wine while I was watching the race. And I was like, we've got a problem. I don't have any expensive wine, and I don't have any wine at all. But 10 in the house here. The COO's probably going to go to bed here in about an hour, and I'll be up doing this F1 stuff. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, give the video a like.
I'm a big fan. I love it. And thanks for Daddy Rich. I hope you can have a good day today.
Really good to see you on the grid. Explain the atmosphere.
Sky Sports on the scene.
The atmosphere you're feeling down there.
I bet you Sky Sports is where a lot of these guys are getting this live timing and scoring that I paid $1 for.
We've got a tough couple of years here in Australia.
Jack says Rocha must be kicked off the stream. How dare he talk about the Rockies?
You just feel it, can't you? And
Bobby checks in, says, you MFer, I stayed up for this. You happy? Right on, buddy. Let's go. Let's go F1 racing. I think Skip just shit in the hallway.
I hear from Alpine's Patty having quick today. Your car's going well, and Fernando's...
COO looking angry, so I think Skip probably just dropped the deuce. He can't hold his business no more. Thor limping badly. Yeah, I've seen that, Andra. Yeah, literally looks like a video game steering wheel.
And the car all good for the race.
All about the speed for these F1 cars, no doubt.
Good stuff. Technical boss there, technical boss there of Alpine. That was my
21 minutes to the green.
engineer.
13 in the house.
Trying to find Mattia Binotto, but actually lost where I am on the grid at the moment. But
Bobby says F and Skip.
we're at the grid too often. I guess I was we're up in this first few rows. Mattia, so you've got one car on pole, one car back in ninth. A bit of a split strategy today.
All right, they talking to a guy with a Ferrari shirt on. He must be important.
Come on. Come on.
Andrew says you have a formation lap so they can warm up the tires. Yeah, I've seen that, a rolling start, right? Jack says the biggest race in F1 is the Monte Carlo Grand Prix. You see that in the movies all the time.
You think you can keep the Red Bulls at bay, the two of them?
I think it will be very difficult because there are two of them that can play on strategies and prove to be both of them very fast.
They're worried about them Red Bull cars.
We have P1 in pole position and we try to do our own pace and have our own pace.
Carlos was so unlucky with the red flag. What would be?
Mercedes saying it's not the most pleasant to drive at the moment, but we're doing everything we can to improve our lap times, praying for the long game here. I think I saw that the Ferraris are having an issue where they porpoise back and forth on the track,
You can get him up to what?
and it's causing an issue.
I think P4 is not impossible until you may have a lot of...
All right, here's another one of those team radios. Nicholas Latvi from Williams.
Yeah, I'll feel fine. There's just something that's come loose behind the left arm. I think it's probably the jinx spike. It's coming forward under brake.
Copy. The guys will have a look.
Current weekend, the more I'm understanding. So they were still trying to just practice their still
All
trying.
right, we'll see you, Andrew. Thanks for helping me out here. I appreciate your help there, Andrew Williams.
Pit stops right at the last minute, way later than normal. Casey Stoner, MotoGP legend, of course. Well, good to see you again. How you doing?
You too, man. It's good to see you back.
What do you reckon to all of these?
All right, another post here.
cars and the racing we're seeing?
So this is a new revamp, a new track layout
I mean, it's very
with one of the chicanes missing. And a number of the other corners have been widened.
the teams to get rid of that ball position,
When that's combined with the fact these cars are able to follow close,
reduce the effect of
then the fans should be in for quite a race.
the whole carpet at a lower frequency. So I think
Jack says Mercedes has struggled this series,
come out and see everything.
but has dominated, but they're struggling this year.
You know, great job.
All right, I'm gonna go to the front, see if I can hoover up a few F1 boys. Good to see you.
Let's see if my leaderboard is up yet.
Right, let's
Again, I do have a stat screen we'll go to while they're racing that'll show the top 7 or 8, I believe.
Red Bull. Let's do it. How long have we got? How long have I got to go? How long to go?
Jack says it's between Red Bull and Ferrari. I guess the Haas cars race Ferraris as well,
Who are you? What are you
but they're a new team, so they struggle a little bit.
Just think Max can have a real good go. I really hope Max pulls it off. Could be his turn today.
It could be. So it's really
16 in the house. Welcome to Valhalla Sports Talk's coverage of the Formula One Heineken Australian Grand Prix from Melbourne, Australia. Again, this is a stream by a noob on the F1 side. I'm learning it
We're really proud
as you watch.
seeing what Heineken are doing here today and feeling fantastic about it. 0-0 Heineken, it's a wonderful part of the
The DRS is what really helps cars overtake.
good stuff.
So that's like the little boost button they've got.
Daniel, see ya. How's it going, mate?
All right, another post about the tire compound. Pirelli hard tires C2, Pirelli medium tires C3, and Pirelli soft tires C5 are the tire compounds.
I think so. We didn't do like massive long runs on
Jack says Haas runs Ferrari engines, but older versions.
How much energy are you feeling out there?
It's nuts, mate. It's nuts. All week it's been nuts, so can't wait to get going.
Word of the day. It's nuts. And Pierre, quick word. And so, AlphaTauri, you get in the car together. It's been a bit of a struggle. You're normally in queue.
All right, the number 10 car, y'all. 10's my favorite number.
It hasn't been an easy weekend for us, so hopefully we can turn that around today.
Pierre Gasly. He starts 11th today in that 10 car.
Hopefully we can get a smile at the end of the day.
Cool. Thank you very much. Yeah, they've definitely been struggling a little bit. Let's see if we can wander around the front of this there. And as Max and Sergio and everybody wandering down there.
So this kind of reminds me of the Daytona 500. You've got fans all down the front stretch there and the start-finish line.
Yeah. Esteban, okay, I'll pay the fine if you're late. How are you feeling?
I have to go right now, actually.
Yeah.
It's
Esteban Ocon starts 8th on the grid. They're interviewing him, being that 31 car.
we can be happy. We can fight from there.
Give it plenty. So he'll obviously have Carlos Sainz behind. He's not rushing.
They must be about to have the driver meeting.
As Schumacher runs through there as well, just in time. Seb 2 making his way through as we've got.
So a lot of similarities with NASCAR as far as how they set up the events, no doubt.
A good time to throw back to Simon.
Of course, these cars are already on the grid, it looks like.
almost right up to the top
Nice view of the Melbourne skyline in the background there as we look down the front stretch towards the start-finish line. Jack says DRS is the drag reduction system. Oh, I've seen that wing move, so that's what makes them go faster, is opening up that wing. All right, looks like we're going to have a national anthem or something of some kind, so I'll go off camera. All right, so sold out Grand Prix weekends. He's record-breaking attendance at the Melbourne circuit.
10th today, it could have been so much better yesterday.
Yeah, I think yesterday we had one of the best days in years for the team.
All right, drivers headed to their cars. I'm starting to see these drivers that I put up on the overlay.
You get on top of the problem. It looked like there were a lot of mechanics around your car again today. Can you tell us anything about that?
16 in the house.
So sure about the technicality of things, but you want something with the oil pump, and yeah, the engine is completely fine. So I hope today, as I said, we do.
Jack says this is Daniel Ricciardo's home race. He's the only driver from Australia. No American drivers in F1. I did see that.
To take it to the leaders at some point this season.
That's weird.
I think from depends of the development, and I think circuit dependent, as we saw here, it seems that it was okay the circuit for us. So yeah, I feel strong. I feel 100%. So we will attack.
Thanks very much.
We will attack.
Great stuff. It's good to see you.
Yeah, they said that Daniel Ricciardo is really popular there too as well. How come there are no Americans racing?
Max, it looks a little bit nervy about
Max Verstappen now.
car up on six. Just tell us what was going on.
We were just checking some things we thought were maybe not correct, but we fixed everything, so it should be okay.
How are you feeling then? Come on, starting P2 here is good around this track. Wait till you make your move.
To be honest, I don't think about it. I hope to just have a good start, and then we'll see. You know, if we have the pace, we'll get by. If we don't, you know, then anyway, it's going to be a bit.
Okay, Verstappen starting second.
So was that good or bad for you?
He's a Red Bull driver. Tag Heuer, Mobile One
For the racing in general,
are a couple of his sponsors. 12 minutes, 26 seconds to the start of the Australian Grand Prix.
Andres alongside Andres. This is the best starting position for Lando Norris for a McLaren since 2014. What's been the secret this weekend?
Jack says Max is my favorite. He's a very aggressive driver. Do you have any F1 merch, Jack, that you wear? I mean, like, do you walk around wearing a Max Verstappen Red Bull hat? I tried to find some Haas gear this week, and you can't find Haas gear hardly anywhere. And then if you do, for a hat, they want like $50 for a baseball cap.
Of course, split the cars behind us. Mercedes normally is strong roads on Sunday, with what we have seen so far this season, but we put up a great fight to Lando and Daniel.
All right, I do have a leaderboard, but it has not become active yet.
Go well today, appreciate it. I'll take that. Let's go to crew. Let's go back.
Thank you, Simon. I've got to start here for 2000.
Go to crew at the sky pad.
With the two Ferraris on the front row, Michael Schumacher on the right-hand side did get a good getaway. His brother, Ralph, picked him off the line, but when they got to the first corner, he launched him.
I saw this where one of the Australian Grand Prix were down the start of the race. That car launched over the other one. That was nuts. Bobby says, Valhalla, there's a 14-hour time difference. Exactly. When Rob Parsons in my streams, Bobby, He's actually at the track. I'm surprised he hasn't checked in. But when Rob is in my streams, he's always the next day.
Sky F1 teammates, there's Johnny, and there's Martin, about to launch.
Jack says, I do wear a Max Verstappen Red Bull hat. Cost me $55.
Get out of the car, and okay, after that one. 2016, Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg locking on the front.
At number 33.
It was Sebastian Vettel who got a better start.
Now, do the drivers stick with their numbers in F1, or does it rotate?
If the driver gets compromised, as Lewis did out there, and then the people on the inside, Kimi Räikkönen on that occasion, and even the Toro Rosso behind, will get a better run on the exit.
Numbers not looking encouraging to start this thing. We got 9 in the house. 9 up in here, up in here.
Get a good exit on the run down to turn 3. So, yeah, Sebastian Vettel on that occasion got straight through. We'll see who gets the jump.
We're fresh off a NASCAR stream that had over 11,000 views.
Oscar, we're standing on the grid. Australia's next hopeful. What are you thinking of this? It's awesome. Like, I've never seen a crowd like this anywhere, let alone Australia. And to be part of the atmosphere, not quite all the...
Oh, the drivers keep their numbers, so he's always number 33.
Pretty awesome. And obviously, you've seen the team going forward. That must make you hopeful and trying to get that seat. Yeah, exactly. It was obviously looking like a fantastic day yesterday. Unfortunately, didn't quite go to plan.
Well, I'm repping the old USA or the University of Arizona, whatever you choose, red, white, and blue up in here. An American watches F1 for the first time.
There's been a couple of issues. First of all, on Lewis Hamilton. People who are watching us throughout this weekend might have seen that in the race director's notes. He called special attention.
Jack says you need to stream a race that starts at a normal time. Well, I had to do one before I could do more than one.
A couple of races on that. But Lewis Hamilton,
I'm not sure, SD, if I'll be doing much World Cup. We'll try to. Team USA, probably.
new race director, Neil Spittage, Follow Freitas.
We're going to try to.
Period on that for a couple of races. Lewis Hamilton seems to think, well, I'm not going to pay any attention to that and change anything that he's done for the last 10 years or so. Okay, they finished the work here, but I can tell you, when the guys were trying to fire up Fernando Alonso's race engine with his computer, they actually had to open up all those engine panels and repressurize the pneumatic system. So it's a problem that they have fixed now.
Man, this is a bunch of computer nerds around these cars with laptops.
But we'll wait and see. Okay, top man.
It's crazy.
Send down to Alpine. Just tell us what you think's going to happen here today, Paul.
Yeah, well, we've done some World Cup streams before, I think. Well, maybe not. Maybe the U.S. didn't make it. But yeah, I'm sure we'll do some soccer streams. You all know we got to set up for soccer. Or football.
As we are here at home. Australian Grand Prix next.
Still no live leaderboard. One team who has gone further backwards are Haas. Let me change this channel because they're probably almost ready on 06. We're going to pause that, make sure we do have the right channel. Yep, Formula One racing kicking off here shortly. Jack says you have to stream World Cup. Yep, I saw their draw, SD. I did see their draw. But here's this quote here from, looks like from Haas. One team who has gone further backwards are Haas. They were a bit bemused, truth be told, blaming car setup more than anything else for their slide towards the back of the field. They also have been unlucky with Kevin Magnussen's experience, not able to come to the fore in setting up the VF22 as the Dane was unwell on Friday. Not sure what all that means. Brian Jolly says, good luck tonight, V. It's almost midnight here. I'm going to crash for the night. Appreciate it, Brian. You have a good night, buddy. Hit the like, though. I'll be struggling to get to like 10 likes on this stream, I have a feeling. But we're going to learn this thing, figure it out, see what we can do. I already got 21 likes. 21 likes. All right, ESPN is showing like highlights, the top 10 of today. So they're not getting to it quite yet. Let's go back down one. No, up. What is that now? Formula One. Oh, they're going to boxing on ESPN HD. So Formula One should kick off in just a minute. In the meantime, I want to take a quick step away and I'll be right back. William Byron won the NASCAR race, Nicole. William Byron won his second race of the season in NASCAR, Nicole. $15 in the house. All right, looks like Sports Center's about to check out. And here we go. Valhalla! Holla to Kenneth Terry. A $4.99 super chat. Hello, Valhalla. I'm back with you. So excited for the F1 stream tonight. Let's go. Best of luck. I'm trying, buddy. I'm trying. $5 Valhalla Holla. They show all the drivers.
It's been 1,118 days since we last had a race here in Albert Park, and the pilgrims have flocked.
A couple years away from this track due to COVID.
Over 420,000 race fans across the weekend, making this the biggest weekend.
SG, it looks like these cars go a lot faster.
Australian history. Welcome back.
And a lot more technical.
As Albert Park welcomes back Formula One, a 3.28 mile circuit at some 58 laps to come.
All right, still waiting for the live feed to go active. I'll take you to the stats page as soon as it becomes available.
We've reduced one of them to just the 3 DRS zones now.
14 turns on this track.
Unique reprofiled circuit. Turns 1, 3, 6, and 13 have all been widened. Turn 9 and 10 used to be a chicane, now it's a swooping right-hander, and we've got rid of that chicane, and it's made the entry even quicker into the chicane at a 10 and 11. That is a newly reprofiled corner as well.
Oh, no doubt, Jack, no doubt.
To cope with the hottest conditions on track that we've seen so far this weekend. The C5 not thought to be the best time for the race. Expect the majority of the runners and riders.
Kenneth says, I love the background for the stream tonight. Great job. Appreciate it, man. That's the top 20 drivers rolling across and every one of the team car paint schemes, as well as shots of all the drivers, I believe. I think I did 20 shots of the drivers in their cars.
Vettel, Williams, and Aston Martin occupying the back 2 rows. Mick Schumacher out qualifies Kevin Magnussen for the first time this season. Both Haas drivers start together.
Oh, I know, Jack. I saw that Stuart Haas, that wreck in Saudi Arabia, probably cost him well north of $1 million.
Appearances in Q3 missed out. Pierre Gasly ahead of him in 11th. Fernando Alonso crashed in Q3. Carlos Sainz got called out by the resultant red flag. Esteban Ocon, the leader.
Sainz, one of the top 2 in points, starting way back in the field.
50. George Russell alongside his teammate Lewis Hamilton. It's an all-Mercedes 3rd row. Ahead of these two, Lando Norris will start 4th.
I sure hope that live feed comes available. I spent a whole $2 on that.
Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc taking the
17 in the house. Welcome to Valhalla Sports Talk's first ever F1 stream here on the channel. I'm a noob. I don't know anything about this stuff. I've taken a crash course in the last couple weeks. Trying to learn it, y'all. A new fan to the sport.
Yeah, well, Nigel did things in a very big way.
Looks like they've got these cars started on pit road here.
Nigel, but I don't think there's a second spare in these cars today. There is a second split, you get fired anyway. But
Jack says the longer the race goes, the faster the cars get because they lose fuel and weight. I know weight is a huge deal. I'd never seen them weighing a driver before on race coverage like they were yesterday in practice 3. FJ checks in. Hey, Valhalla, I'll be back in a few. Gonna put you on my computer so I can watch you in the F1. Right on, buddy. Wow, listen to those engines.
2 years ago, didn't we?
Listen to the engines in Melbourne.
An awful lot of sadness and misery around the world in the
Come on, live feed.
instead, but that's how we can have
23 seconds, they're saying.
great entertainment today. So,
FJ says, I'm a huge fan of F1. Right on.
the drivers are ready, and
16 in the house.
It's air temperature 27 degrees, track temperature hovering around 40 degrees, which should help the brain.
Sound check. You guys hear the race okay?
Might suffer more braining than
All
others.
right, here we go. We got a live look here.
To bubble up on the surface, and the contact match isn't quite as good as it should be on the
When the lights go out on the track, the action starts. Is Kenneth Thierry. Let's bring up.
keep an eye on the front tires.
All right, hopefully. I've got the setup the way I want it. Let me look real quick at the screens. All right, they're rolling. Okay, I'm going to have to adjust some things, y'all. It's not the same as it was yesterday.
Fast, formation.
This might be how the race goes, because there's a definite pace advantage. Top 3 to Lando Norris in 4th. Are you expecting Red Bull maybe to switch their strategies a little bit? Have Checo and Max on different strategies here to try and thwart Ferrari a little bit?
Yeah, so it didn't take over from last night, so I'm going to have to set it up.
Science has got a faster car than 9th place.
But we're rolling, I think.
Yesterday when the red flags came out, literally as you can see the finish line.
Is this the warm-up laps?
That big, but
All right, so give me a minute. Let me get this all set up, y'all.
2-3 laps in,
I thought I had it ready to go.
a safety car would help Science a little bit later on. And
This was on the grid before the formation lap. There's lots of adjustments going on. Max Verstappen's car. Quite a bit's been changed before.
Thought I had it set up, but apparently I did not.
Ted Kravitz down to Red Bull. I'm wondering what those issues were and how
Oh no, we want it bigger than that.
again, the Red Bull, I mentioned it on the grid, but they were doing pit stop practice and literally
Is this the warm-up laps, y'all?
fighting quite a lot there. So reliability concerns for Red Bull. It might well be 2 against 1 out front against Leclerc, but
And then I'll have to set up my top 3, y'all.
they are definitely wanting to get out of there against the tire temperature and on the track.
All right, let's set up the top 3 real quick.
Charles Leclerc has a 12-point advantage over his teammate Carlos Sainz. It's a 14-point advantage for Ferrari.
I don't know where I'm at in the screen.
Mathematically, but in theory, today, Carlos
Position driver.
Sainz become the first driver to lead a world championship.
Oh no, I want to be up higher.
Won a race since 1956. Although Lewis Hamilton did do that in 2007, but he went on to win a race.
All right, we're getting it set up, y'all.
Debut season in Formula 1. Hamilton, the last driver to win from pole position there in 2015.
Apologize. We're learning, y'all.
6 successive years here in Albert Park. Not today, but Charles Leclerc taking pole for
And then we'll have to adjust this on the main screen as well
at the front once again.
for your top 3.
We're not expecting a big differential delta in Formula 1.
I don't think I'm going to have lap numbers.
So left-hand side pole, you get a nice sweeping turn into 1, but of course,
All right, let's go back to 1. Before they start.
high speed.
All right, let's try to fix this one now.
But I think there'll be some feisty action, so there'll be a best chance to overtake.
Make it smaller and find it.
One, we saw the safety car at the back.
Race.
The medical car back there.
Gotta get higher.
We'll be seeing the safety car up.
Ooh, no pressure, y'all. No pressure.
Weekend here as we return to Australia once more. Let's hope for a magnificent race here at Albert Park this afternoon. Welcome.
All right, they're lined up. I'm gonna miss it.
And it's the lights out now.
There they go. Green flag. Green flag.
And he gets ahead there of Max Verstappen with Sergio Perez coming in his team.
Going into turn 1.
And George Russell down the inside Leclerc.
Let's go.
Lewis Hamilton has moved his Mercedes up and into a further place as we we head now down towards turn 3. There's Esteban Ocon having a move on Daniel Ricciardo. Leclerc goes through for Verstappen, and Hamilton ahead of Perez in at third. Then comes George Russell. Lando Norris gets slightly compromised. Daniel Ricciardo all over the back of his teammates Rear Wayne. Carlos Sainz bogged down there behind the fast starting boards. Alfa Romeo and Valtteri Bottas.
Yeah, not a great start for Sainz. But Perez got a great run off the line, but then had nowhere to go on the outside. So both Mercedes getting away well ahead of both.
All right, so let's get you to the stats screen. Lap 1 of 58. It's Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton, your top 3.
Now, he'll round it off with 9 and 10. Going wheel to wheel, side by side, Valtteri Bottas and the Alfa Tauri.
18 in the house.
Bottas is in 11th, Tsunoda's 12th, Alonso's 12th.
Again, if you need me to go further down the lineup, let me know. We can scroll down.
Carlos Sainz is struggling a bit in these opening laps and barging wheels there with Nick Schumacher.
FJ says Mercedes look much better. Good to see.
So on the hard compound tyre, look like they're struggling to fire that up, particularly on Sainz's Ferrari. And wherever he
Jack says it was a great start by Hamilton.
And Tsunoda has gone ahead of Valtteri Bottas as Charles Leclerc finishes the first lap, 6/10 of a second ahead of Max Verstappen. There's Carlos Sainz under pressure from Zhou Guanyu behind him down in 14th position.
Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes, your top 3.
And for Tsunoda,
Hamilton up 2 spots, Gasly up 2, Tsonga up 2 spots.
Carlos Sainz just in the foreground, and he's effectively a half a pit stop behind before he's even completed the first lap. So Ferrari will have to be rethinking that one in a hurry. But
19 up in here.
gained enough when they switched the DRS on.
Lap 2 of 58.
Second lap, Verstappen is still in that.
Leclerc continues to lead this one in his Ferrari.
I'm sure
About 0.8 of a second lead over Verstappen in second.
he's lost 5 places, and his 14th of Zhou Guanyu dropped a place as well, as did Sergio Perez. Hamilton riding in the top.
Appreciate it, Kenneth.
Verstappen behind the
I'm trying, buddy. I'm trying, my man.
first 0.6 seconds.
Oh, we got one around.
Who looks like he's
Yellow flag.
gravel on the exit of turn 10. Oh, what a horrible start for Carlos Sainz, and I think his Australian Grand Prix.
Size is around, they say.
Safety car.
Now, is this a full course caution, y'all?
I'm surprised it hasn't already been thrown out there. And Carlos struggling there.
Jack says the DRS cannot be used until lap 3.
Traffic coming at it. Looks like he's
Holy shit, says FJ. Jack says Saya's out.
playing yellows.
He says, tell them to push me if they come.
5 whilst we have
Carlos Sainz.
Carlos Sainz and
Or Sainz.
oh,
Went to the turn, then kind of veered to the right real quick, got into the grass, and spun it out into the gravel across the track.
Yes, it's gone in a little bit deep. And to turn in.
19 in the house.
Right, he's had a miserable again. So they've gone for virtual safety car and not safety car. Everybody has to slow down. And the trouble is,
Jack says they'll move the car with a crane real quick.
the dig little holes and then the under tray, the underneath of the car, just it's such a big plan area.
Engine off.
During practice, I saw one of the cars had an accident, and you couldn't even see flames, but the driver was real worried about fire.
this race. Virtual safety cars deployed. All the drivers have to drive around now to
FJ says, so Sainz is done, I think. Sure looks like it.
lap time.
Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton, your top 3.
Although sometimes, depending on when the virtual safety car ends,
Lap 4 of 58.
and imagine, for instance, you're going at slow speed down a long straight,
Kenneth Terry says Sainz is in the dirt. Yeah, he is, in the gravel.
safety car now comes out, and you can also
All right, a replay of the race start.
when you come back out in terms of time. So that's now out of the way. Now we have the full safety car. Hamilton, even before turn 1, and managed to get that.
They come out of turn 1, single file, about 4 deep.
The start that Verstappen was going down the outside and had to get out of the way of Verstappen. And while they all do it,
FJ says these cars catch on fire easy.
Sergio Perez with a great start and suddenly has to lift off the back of his team.
Well, they're basically rolling bombs, right? They're basically just rolling bombs out there.
And past the left corner, here's Lando Norris. his start from 6th. We see Lando Norris proper place as the Mercedes 1 and Mercedes 2 come right past, and there's no way George Butler Russell using with Russell to get across.
Pretty feisty there from George.
They're still showing the same distance between the cars. That's kind of weird. Don't they like bunch up again under caution?
Poor start, so get worse from there.
Jack says these cars are so safe, so rarely a fire.
Going backwards to the back, man. Whatever he did, just went wrong. And he got in deep, making an overtake, got in quite close behind. I think it was Mick Schumacher, he said. Car started to slide.
So on this leaderboard thing, it says tire yellow for most of the cars, right? Lance Stroll on pit road. The crane or the forklift has arrived at the wounded Ferrari of Saez. Yeah, they were, Kenneth. They were. It seemed like there were a lot of issues during during that practice 3 that I watched.
Hello. There you go. Right. I'm surprised you haven't seen more cars into the pits. Actually, both Aston Martins started on the hard.
I think old dude's decided he wants out of this car before they hook that crane up to it.
Should underline for Carlos Sainz, none of his problems.
All right, so we're under caution. We'll go to the main screen. Kenneth says these cars are like flying bullets.
He's starting the car at Ferrari. They put him back in ninth.
So I apologize. You can't see this top 3 really well.
He's starting on the hard times, trying to get along into the.
I'll just make it bigger, I suppose.
There's an additional problem with the car that led to Sainz's slow opening couple of laps. I'll keep on that and let you know.
Yeah, thanks. Now, why this was always going to need to be a safety car, not a virtual safety car.
20 in the chat. Share it out on your social media.
So you need to create a lot of
Here we go. One of the Mercedes coming in.
track to
Forced service. They don't fuck around. They don't fuck around. He was in there like a second. 3-second pit stop.
You know where they are then.
Explain this one to me, Martin, because you've been in this sport for a
Schumacher, FJ. Is that a good guess?
that gets rid of the whole compound tire.
All right, Saeed decides he's just going to walk back.
And comes in again to get rid of the medium compound tire.
He's just walking back.
Sure, the strategy implication.
Got someone much bigger than him chasing him.
The tires. It wasn't making adjustments. Didn't seem to be much wrong with the car.
So I think something else. So what you're saying is he picks it 2 consecutive laps. So that means he's cycled.
Jack says they changed the tires a little quicker than AAA.
Use 2 types of dry tire, which you need to do in a dry race. He can now stand
All right, away from the fans.
the rest of the Grand Prix.
Yeah.
21 in the house.
He could have done that. Well, yeah, maybe the medium would have gone right.
They've got the cars stopped on the track. Are we under red right now?
Maybe they secure some medium tires for later on in the race.
I can't believe he gets on a motorcycle here, and the big guy that followed him
Hard tire, they think
is like later.
and of course, if you're at the back, then you catch the pack straight.
That's pretty bad. I spend $3 and I don't get to know what color flag we're under.
Except you go with the regulation.
I guess that yellow graphic tells me yellow.
Good, sir. It's been busy this weekend. It's picked up Seb, it's picked up SKOL, and now it's picked
FJ says he's number 2 to me. I say Lewis, but it's like MJ versus LeBron.
coming for them later. And Ted, that's you. Oh, yeah. I've got to get only I've got an S in my other name, so it doesn't come to me. What I don't use. Right. Well, yeah, no, I mean, the thing from Aston Martin, he wasn't really.
So what I don't understand, y'all, is on this leaderboard,
He can close up the track, so
on the leaderboard, it's telling me that Leclerc had 1 second lead over Verstappen, but on the track, he's right behind him.
Instead of watching Sergio Perez and his start, watching closely once again how he has to pull out before he collects his teammate.
23 in the house.
He has to be cautious there, doesn't he?
Kenneth says, I would say the go to F1 has to be between Schumacher or Senna. I've heard both those names.
Which might have changed Aston's idea, but it's a nice idea.
The color of the graph says the flag color. I got you.
The hard tire's only good for 40 laps. They're 58. Yes. A few of them, like 3.5 of them now. Already behind the motor safety car, or the safety car itself. This view that Fernando Alonso got. This visor gap is going to be very interesting later on in the race as the sun starts to go down. We'll see.
Man, this is nuts how fast they're going. Holy crap. Lewis is the goat, says FJ.
Constantly just get a peripheral feel for where
All right, so I'll scroll through Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton, Perez, Russell, Norris, Ricardo, Ocon, Gasly, Alonso, Tsunoda, Bottas, Schumacher, Zhu, Magnussen, Vettel, Latifi, Albon, Stroll, and Sainz, the first car out of the race.
Lewis and putting Lewis out of position, ready for the restart.
So he's going to have to stay the
24 up in here, up in here.
Charles Leclerc will let the safety car get away.
Just a reminder, once Leclerc does let the safety car pull ahead, back up he's to the side.
Okay, they're about to get this going again. They're about to get it going again, Berserkers. Little F1 action on the channel.
But it applies, of course, to every single driver. So it's got to be.
My son should be home from work any minute.
As the safety car comes into the pits, they'll see the green flags, no overtaking before the finish line.
Here we go. Green is out.
And away once again.
Ferrari, Branson shook his tail, didn't it, and took off a clear side. He hit the throttle and bouncing around on full tanks. The Ferrari's focusing worse here.
Niners fall for life. Safety car is ending. Yep.
DRS, no drag reduction system.
First 10 positions get points. Rest get nothing.
Straight, trying to generate some temperature into those medium compound tyres that he's running. Leclerc leads from Verstappen and then Hamilton, then Perez, Russell, Norris, Ricardo, Ocon, Gasly,
and they don't do commercials in these races, right, y'all?
Max Verstappen sticking to the back of that Ferrari of Charles Leclerc, not managing to pull away the Ferrari.
I think I read that they don't do commercials.
DRS, the Red Bull, very much in race trim, looks very competitive up against that Ferrari.
It does. You can't help but feel that the Red Bull's the faster race car around here. And the Red Bull's not moving at all. Even the Mercedes is not focusing. The Ferrari's all over the place, up and down.
Yeah, I think it's cool, FJ.
Patches. Attaching and releasing on the tire.
Kenneth says green back underway. Yep.
It's almost as if they go really racy, really low on the setup.
Lap 7 of 58 is your lap counter.
For more performance.
In 2019, only 10 on-track passes.
Next time I do a setup for this, I'll have to put the lap counter out for sure.
Rules, regulations helping overtaking in 2022, but this still remains a very tricky circuit to overtake.
I think I could do it.
Perez might be finding that behind
Oops.
Lewis Hamilton.
I can put a lap counter up here, y'all.
Frustrate Perez and keep the Red Bull.
It'll mess up your screen for just a minute. Let's do it.
Charles Leclerc crosses the line, 6/10 clear of Max.
Window capture, add.
And the first lap of proper racing.
And we'll call it laps.
Still Perez, a long way behind Lewis Hamilton.
Add source. Window, F1. Done. Close this.
Frustrated behind that Mercedes. Let's head to Sky Race Control.
Boom.
Hi, Crofty.
Boom.
I was just thinking, it's not Red Bull can't play 2 against 1. It's 1 against 1 if Hamilton's going to back them up. So
Boom.
Need attack. And I'm sure they'll be awesome to try and do that.
Yeah, try and find a way to
Boom. And then we'll make it bigger.
The drag reduction system, which should help give it a little bit of extra pace. The wind, by the way, it's a tailwind all the way down this part of the track. It's a headwind going into turn 1, and it's quite a blustery day here.
Okay, I'll have to do that on the main screen here next time we're there.
With Australia, Charles Leclerc leads by nearly a second now from Max Verstappen. Perez getting a bit closer to Lewis Hamilton.
No commercials, just sponsors. Gotcha. 21 in the house, lap 9 of 58.
Breaking away a little bit from Lewis Hamilton in 3rd place. Perez.
Jack wants Perez to pass Hamilton.
He's going to fancy his chances on this lap, Martin.
Leclerc's lead is now 1.3 seconds. Hamilton all the way back 3, almost 4 seconds back.
To Leclerc and Verstappen.
Perez pretty close to him.
He's not fully up to speed yet. Hasn't got the pace of the Ferrari and the Red Bull. It looks better here than it's looked.
I could have made that better, I think.
Like you in terms of the balance and the drivability of the car. But this is going to be costing Perez a second a lap now, so if he gets any chance, he's going to have to send one up the inside of Lewis Hamilton.
And Daniel Ricciardo looking fairly handy behind his teammate Lando Norris. 2. I wonder if
Sorry, y'all.
It's now enabled. Daniel Ricciardo is within that magic 1 second. Certainly the crowd hoping that. Orange everywhere you look here.
We're learning, y'all.
Plan A, target
21 in the house. Thanks for hanging out with me.
Extra laps on this first stint to counteract the laps behind the safety car. Perez would like about another 200 metres of straight there, and then he might have had a chance to get past Lewis Hamilton, but he certainly used DRS well on this lap.
Jack says Perez will have DRS here shortly.
Closing the door,
So you can't even push the button. It doesn't work if you're not within a second, Jack, or the team tells the driver when they can use it.
Hamilton there. As we look from the rear wing of the Mercedes, we'll see in his mirrors that Sergio Perez is coming at it. Down into turn one we go. No chance of an overtake there, but with a good exit out of turn.
He's coming to get him, Jack.
Pretty fancy his chances at turn three. It's been widened.
He's coming to get him.
Trying to encourage some overtaking. Perez.
There he goes, inside.
Down the inside of Lewis Hamilton, manages to stay on the track, and he's got the job done. And the first time of asking with DRS into turn three. Perez's frustrations now lifted, and he can start chasing his teammate. But look,
Kenneth says, thanks for doing this, Valhalla. Enjoying it, man. Hey, I'm learning, dude. I'm learning.
4 seconds from the previous lap, but that's an
It opens automatically when they're allowed to use it. Yeah, Perez passes Hamilton.
is down to turn 3, so that's going to come into play. But it's probably almost too powerful there, I would say. I'd rather have seen him having to finish that move off on the brake pedal. Surely the unluckiest man of the weekend.
All right, looks like Sainz has made his way into the driver docket.
Alonso crashed in qualifying. He would have set a time good enough for fourth on the grid. As it was, the red flag came out. He couldn't do that lap. He blew his next chance. He started 10th, but he's the first week's IRE of the race.
Yeah, I don't know if he got the anti-stall kicking in on the grid, but the driver behind him actually had...
FJ says Red Bull simply has just a better car.
Oh, and going off, Sebastian Vettel, who's only had 26.
Oh, we got one off course. Into the rough stuff, number 5.
Into the race and struggling to stay.
He gets it going again, though.
With the Aston Martin,
We're already on lap 11 of 58 in the Australian Grand Prix.
Russell leads, Norris leads Ricciardo down towards turn 3, and this could be
It's in Australia, Madison.
standing scrap for many, many laps to come.
Jack says Russell's going to pass Hamilton next.
It looks like Russell is faster at this phase. He'll have DRS. If he is going to ease past Lewis, make sure that happens without the two McLarens joining the party.
Yeah, quite. Well,
Easier said than done.
how to organise that particular moment? This is down at turn 11.
So apparently Vettel is the one that missed turn 11, got in the gravel. He kept the wheels a turning, though. Kept the wheels a turning, managed to get back on course.
Into 19th place. Missed the first 2 races of the season after testing positive for COVID. He's had a pretty wretched weekend. In fact, Aston Martin have had a pretty wretched weekend, and so much
21 in the house for F1 racing here on Valhalla Sports Talk.
meeting by the team principal where the two drivers were
A late night stream.
and also to apologise for all the extra work the mechanics have been given. And a very nice moment it was too. Let's head down to Ted Kravitz in the pits. So a couple of things. Firstly, down at Alpine, Fernando.
Again, if you've got a driver you want me to scroll down and show you what position they're in, I'll be happy to show you.
Their discussions before the race were where do they stand in relation to Mercedes. They thought they might be quicker than them. And I think this first stint is proving that if they could get past, they probably are. But there's no sign that Mercedes are wanting Russell past Hamilton, and that's meaning that neither Ricciardo nor Lando Norris
Madison says 121 there.
in turn. So
Fight for Old DC says it's 11:22 where I'm at.
quicker. And we're on board. Max Verstappen.
122 in Virginia.
On a medium tyre, and already, we mentioned this in the build-up, Martin, that left front causing Max Verstappen problems here.
It's where the compound just rips, literally rips.
So they're saying Verstappen is having trouble with that left front tire.
It's harder to brake as well. And then it starts sliding across the road.
Oh yeah, you see him sliding going through the turns.
Surface of the tyre just rips up. Now, we thought the intel in the paddock was that the Red Bull was going to be better at looking after its left front than many.
FJ says Mercedes has treated Hamilton so well with that car, but not this year.
Leclerc leads by
Jack says Ferrari is looking fast. Max may need to pull the undercut later. Rob Parson in the house. What's up, Rob? Rob is at the track, apparently. He says Valhalla, Valhalla.
It's a question.
How's it looking, Rob? You enjoying it?
If you're in the UK,
What's up, Rob?
good to see you. You're just joining us and you're thinking, what's happened so far?
Oh, no doubt. I guess they've looked strong all year, right, Kenneth?
And watch highlights.
Aren't they 1-2 in points?
Live action. The action is spicing up nicely here with Danny Ricciardo getting quite close to his teammate Lando Norris, and they're both stuck behind the two Mercedes. Well, Mick Schumacher.
Uh-oh, Schumacher looks like he's slow on the course. He got into the grass.
Mick Schumacher currently running down in 15th place.
15th.
Pace this weekend. Where's that pace for the first two races gone in the house?
They say set up, but that's.
But Rob in the house, and he is at the track there. Apparently the track's about an hour away from his home. All right, they're showing Gasly and Alonso in 9th and 10th. Might be the next battle on the track. We are on lap 14 of 58 in the Australian Grand Prix.
There's not a lot point in letting their two drivers fight each other in each of the teams.
FJ says if Hamilton drops in the standings, I might break my computer. Rob says I'm loving it, Jeff. Beautiful day here in Melbourne. Come on, Ricardo. Yeah, I saw in the pre-race stuff we were talking about how the Australians love old Ricardo.
Would you keep it as it is at the moment?
I think, yeah, they're deciding to leave it stay.
Kenneth says, yes, they are. Leclerc and Sainz 1-2 in the points. Yeah, the order that the drivers appear on your screen is the top 20 in points in F1. So once Leclerc and them show on your screen, then you go through the full top 20.
Yuki Tsunoda. Once again, I've said that before. Little lockup going into turn 3 as well. As Alex Albon pits for Williams. Bottas down in 12th place. Nicholas Latifi, I should say, pits.
We got some people pitting here.
Get past the Alpha Tauri driver. Looking very impatient to do so. Is this going to be a
Oh, no doubt. No doubt he'll be dropping to the standings.
towards the back end of last year? Yuki Tsunoda holding up, bound through Bottas.
All right, the lead for Leclerc now is 6 seconds.
It's like two drivers just get attracted to each other.
Approaching 6 seconds. We're on lap 14 of 58.
We just kept turning up in the same corner at the same time from race after race.
No, not you again. Bottas with DRS. Closes up.
Not getting the views I thought I would get, y'all, but we've got 19 in the house, 19 in the house. Current subscriber count, 8160. I've got my tail kicked on YouTube before, but I've never got it kicked quite this bad.
You're asking me to suspend the cards.
I've never got it kicked quite this bad. Some of these streams have 10,000 people in them.
At the same time.
Mercedes obviously feel quite.
I am getting shellacked.
Russell is in too vulnerable a position as Schumacher pits for Haas. He hasn't got DRS. The two.
9.2K.
And we are going plan A plus 5.
Exactly the same as McLaren.
Plan A plus 5.
I just wondered if Lewis Hamilton slows down a bit, he could
No, we've only got 20 in here, Rob.
help him pull a bit clearer than McLaren.
Yeah, I think Lewis was just unding his tyres a little bit because he's now lapping at the same pace as the two.
We had a huge NASCAR stream today, Rob. At least huge for my channel lately. Over 11,000 views.
Pulled away from us with DRS though this year.
Yeah, we picked up close to like 70 subs, I think, today.
Stop. We're going 5 laps further down.
I had visions in my mind that the whole world was going to find Valhalla Sports Talk for F1 today and blast us past 10,000, but I don't think that's going to happen.
It's front left, he locked up at turn 13.
Jack says it may be a time issue, race is on late. Well, it's not much of an issue for those other channels. They've got literally thousands in their streams. Every F1 stream I see out here on YouTube has over 1,000. Except for me.
Bottas, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, we got a pass.
As he got past Yuki Tsunoda into turn 2, he comes out ahead in 11th place. Reaction over once again, and Tsunoda under pressure from Kevin Max.
All right, so Bot passes to Sue for 11th.
The door was open, going into turn 3, but Tsunoda slammed that shut. So,
And when you turn in like that,
Hey, my first vision of a Haas car.
a bit case
They're driving together back there.
their breaking point or a little bit overexcited.
17 in the house. Your leader, Charles Leclerc,
Kevin Magnussen, though, sticking
in that Ferrari, racing for Team Ferrari.
Magnussen on his return to Formula One, racing the track where he made his debut in the sport.
Kenneth says it could be a time issue or people are more...
2014, oh, Bottas was
Uh-oh, the Haas car is off in the grass.
Yuki Tsunoda there, and I thought for once,
Wow, and Thomas took out one with him.
so with a little bit of impatience, was going to go right into the
Wow.
And the car in front, well, that was a very nervy moment, or it certainly looked it from our angle.
Not dissimilar to what happened.
Well, part of it, Kenneth. Part of it, yeah. I was trying to find some new viewers, is what I was trying. Maybe I'm not getting any promotion from YouTube. Maybe I'm like 50th in the YouTube rankings for F1 right now. Or worse.
One moment you thought the overtake was on, and then it's like, no, I'm bailing out of this.
Yeah, he went for a little ride there, didn't he, Kenneth?
The rest of to you at Sky Race Control.
There's a lot going on in my ears with the radios I'm listening to before, but Max just got told fail 20, so I don't know what that means. It was all calm, on they went, but they're coaching his way through it. There's not much they can do.
Top three continues to be Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez. It's almost a little over an 8-second lead for Leclerc over Verstappen.
Forced to pits, he's going to come out behind, potentially, Valtteri Bottas in 11th place. The gap just isn't really there. For it. Failed 20. Does that sound like a sensor issue?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like anybody in the stands is sitting in a seat. They're all on their feet.
Well,
These races must go by pretty quick. We're almost halfway through this one.
the two Mercedes look as if they've got a better race car at this phase of the Grand Prix than the two Red Bulls.
Rob says, don't worry, buddy. The loyal guys are here. There you go.
All the knowledge we've got from the season. And just
Whereabouts on the track are you at, Rob?
Tracing on the race.
Like what turn number?
Yeah, but anything they can pick up in qualifying is a bonus. The LB crew
All right, we got pit road about to get a little action.
in 2022. By the way, the mechanics are carrying the Esteban Ocon there coming into
These pit stops are insane.
the first stop of the race, and that might just see a few ahead.
The 14 to pit road.
Their pit stops.
There you go. Get out of here.
How the undercut's going to work when you're switching onto the hard compound tyre, because it takes quite a while to warm those up. Sebastian,
FJ says Perez and Hamilton a bit close together.
17.
Rob says stick to what you're good at, and that's plenty. Appreciate it.
understairs, going across
All right, Jack, we'll see you, buddy.
travel there in practice, this
We'll see you, buddy. I'll root for Max Verstappen for you, man.
all the way down to the apex of turn.
On board with Fernando
I'll root for Verstappen for you, Jack.
on his hands and particularly his thumbs. After his crash yesterday at turn 11, he was trying to fight the steering after losing the hydraulics. It took a bit of a whack to the hands and the thumbs. Normally would take his hands off the steering wheel, but he couldn't do that, didn't want to do that. Max Verstappen has been...
Yeah, Rob, tell me where you're at on this track. I'll see if I can see you.
So, Ted Kravitz
All right, one of the Red Bull teams is getting ready for a visit.
heading your way.
All right, so let's have it. It's the hard tyres who come out to go onto the car. So you're going to lose 20 seconds. 20 seconds is the lost time with a good stop, but it is a good stop so far. It's a little bit slow away, but that was pretty sound stuff from the...
All right, there he goes.
It's 30-13
That was the 7 in on pit road there.
car or a safety car. So I wonder if anybody else out there... Let's see if Ferrari respond.
No, it wasn't.
Anyone else wants to wait until...
I might be wrong there.
Another safety car.
And here's Max, keep this position though.
Yeah, I was right. 7 came to pit road. So it's Leclerc, Perez, Hamilton, your top 3 now.
Yeah, he's holding it because there's Alonso making the move on Pierre Gasly, which might just help Max Verstappen. Gasly was thinking, can I get past?
So now a 15-second lead.
You're now behind Fernando Alonso.
15-second lead for Leclerc
Window, the earliest
over Perez.
people could see to get to Verstappen out in a reasonable amount of clearing.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast they do the pit stops.
Readjust your times if you're keeping a look at track times here. It's under 19 seconds for your total pit loss time. The information was that it would be around about 20 seconds. So Red Bull got
All right, they go on board with Alonso again.
Fernando Alonso, that was millimetre perfect.
Ooh, makes a pass there.
Yeah, it needs to be, because remember the
Where's he at now?
it did
Gutierrez, yeah.
Alonso up to 13th.
Gutierrez got that very close indeed, but there we go. This is Lewis Hamilton catching Sergio
Perez and Hamilton are real close to one another now for second.
about having much better race pace in the Mercedes. They're clearly looking after their front left tire
FJ says have to hit numero 2. I'll be back.
beautifully for Mercedes-Benz at the moment. And they're putting
In turn 2?
No, not quite. That's what Paris is really struggling.
Okay, now I just got to figure out which one is turn 2.
Seems to have moved over Lewis Hamilton. Was almost into the back of that Red Bull. He's such a taking a race of action.
So, Rob, did you have to pay to get in this race, or you just found a way in?
And as a result, have the pace too.
McLaren have not responded.
Did you have to pay for a ticket, or are you just kind of sitting on one of these fences?
Slicing the away, they decided to stick with it. And yeah, there we go. Mercedes there, edging away.
What's up, Progressive Caveman?
And remember, despite, well, because of all the other drivers, Red Bull
Kenneth says, I bet the racing action is a great experience.
constructors title with a car that looks like it wants to fly off the
Yeah, y'all, Rob Parson reporting live from turn 2 at the Australian Grand Prix. Charles Leclerc with a lead in his Ferrari, 17-second lead over Hamilton.
We do just get a walk.
Actually, Perez has passed Hamilton.
4.5 seconds behind on new tyres, so we want maximum pace as soon as Lando's out of your
And that's going to bring the Red Bull driver down pit road.
On Hamilton's way because he's coming into the pits too. That take Kravitz, not a surprise. No, it isn't. What is might be a surprise to some people is to why Ferrari.
Hey, appreciate it, Progressing Caveman. Appreciate it, my man. The Perez car is struggling, says FJ. 16 in the house. We are on lap
Lovely stuff.
21 of 50 in today's race.
They're not flinching at all. No
The Australian Grand Prix from Melbourne, Australia.
to bring Charles Leclerc in. So while Verstappen is heating up his tyres for
Okay, so I'm guessing it must be right in about here where Rob's at.
a little bit longer, which of course is beneficial for the race as well.
Yeah, I can only imagine they could buy 2 laps tops though.
So they go down that straightaway, 1,
Pit stop in.
2. So there's a hard turn right where Rob's at.
A couple of things here. Verstappen's just set the fastest
I think.
lap of the race, 1:23.2. So a big pace difference between these now 21 laps.
Rob says, this is my 3rd time.
The Verstappen
I love it. I've been to the Malaysian Grand Prix. Love to go to Las Vegas with Valhalla in November.
crew that's had the fastest.
That's not this November, right, Rob? That's next year in November?
7 wheels they have to pull around, but
We're turning Ricciardo now to box. So Daniel Ricciardo, when does he come out? When you add about 18 seconds to his racing time, he might just be once again behind his.
Okay, so if they stay with this guy, I'm going to try to figure out where turn 2 is.
We shall see.
Kenneth says, I bet, Rob, looking great on TV along with Valhalla Stream makes it better. I appreciate you, Kenneth. All right, go on board with this dude.
Consistency as K-Bag manages to go through. Lando Norris now coming.
All right, so he's coming off pit road,
Daniel Ricciardo coming out. Or the Williams coming.
and that's going to be 1. Oh, and Rob almost hit a wreck right in front of him. That's probably Rob right in there somewhere.
Squeezed by Lance Stroll and Aston Martin. There's 3 of them trying to go into turn 3 now. Ricciardo on the inside. Albon goes all the way around the outside. He's got
3 cars racing hard here.
really picked his moment well to get past the Williams, and there's Sebastian Vettel right behind Alex Albon waiting to pounce.
so now boxing the
Leclerc continues to lead.
27 seconds advantage. You need
18-second advantage over second place.
any issues, and you
Russell.
want to have Max start coming at you a couple of seconds.
And Verstappen looks like he's about to move up.
Needs to be absolutely perfect.
I can't believe they do not jack around on pit road, y'all. Let's go.
Lewis Hamilton is making
Wave to Rob when you go by him there. Red car.
between Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen. When Max Verstappen hits Hamilton stops, the fingers go off, the hard tyres go on. 2.8 second stop. Is Lewis Hamilton going to
Oh, FJ Rob is a
yes,
mod, dude.
with an awful lot of breathing space.
Rob says, no, I paid, my man. I can barely hear the stream. I bet you it's loud as hell.
Before his pit stop's been compounded now, with Hamilton going a little bit along with the first stint and coming out ahead of the Red Bull.
The only car out of this race is that Ferrari car,
Still a jump ahead of them, but this is how close it ended.
the Ferrari car of Sainz.
And we saw what happened, didn't we, last time around when it was a DRS-enabled.
Kenneth says there's good hard racing out there.
So, once again, confirming decent race pace.
Up his battle this time.
Ooh, here we go. He's going to try to pass him.
As Lewis Hamilton sees
Going to the outside.
around the outside, trying to pass him, going into the chicane, and he has done that.
Ooh, the Red Bull car advances.
Advantage, going around the outside, gets a ripple of applause from the crowd. Now the safety car is out. So that's
Uh-oh.
the particular scrap.
Yellow.
Safety car deployed for a second time in this race because Sebastian Vettel has stopped by the side of the track.
Vettel stopped on the side of the track. The number 19 Austin Martin team
Again this weekend. George Russell has
here on lap 24.
George Russell out again and up into third place. Mercedes taking advantage of the safety car, not losing as much time as you picked after the
2023, yeah.
seconds as opposed to nearly 20.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to try to do that, my man.
To the podium standings.
Yeah.
With a very opportune moment to come and do your pit stop.
It worked beautifully for George. He's probably coming into the pits anyway.
Kenneth says the sound of those cars has got to be 10 times louder than the TV.
Advantage over Max Verstappen.
That's why I said a stop there, because that
Hey, there's parts and pieces all over this track, y'all.
sort of double waved yellows, then the track was clear, and then we see Seb stopping. Now, he was right behind Alex Albon in the Williams.
On the exit of turn.
Ooh!
That's highly unusual.
Wow, just lost it. Turned it straight into the wall.
Which is where we picked him up looking like he'd just broken down.
So, yeah, the whole nose gone off the front of that car. He's done.
And bits and pieces that they used for Aston Martin this weekend. The front wings especially.
Tell you what, this is not only the most costly, but this
Rob says, hate Vettel.
to Sebastian Vettel's had
Kenneth says, debris all over the track.
a long career. He's had a few with
What kind of car is the pace car?
race.
What kind of car is the pace car out there?
Supply at the Silverstone race team, even though we've got
I can't tell. It's going too fast.
And you're also nervous at how much as you're all.
So it's still showing Leclerc as the leader, Verstappen second, Russell third.
So that's what 5-6 seconds behind.
All right, we are on lap 24 of 58 under caution.
so Alonso might be running fourth, but he's
Kenneth says, I think Vettel wrecked. Yeah, I don't think Rob likes him.
Magnussen.
I don't think Rob likes that dude. I'll be right back.
His stats. Lance Stroll, by the way, came into the pits for the third stop in this race. He's dropped down as well as a result. This was Sergio Perez on Lewis Hamilton going the
16 up in here, up in here. Welcome to Valhalla Sports Talk coverage of F1 Australian Grand Prix, the 2022 edition, the return to Australia for the F1 Racing Series.
running a bit wide, had to get out the throttle a little bit. Lewis starts to come back at it. This is the left-hander at 9. Look, he's got really deep. Compromises 10. Lewis is coming at it. Then they call the safety car. Did Bacon there.
So Verstappen made that pass, but it wasn't in time. It was not in time before the
Another move coming.
yellow was displayed as they pushed that car, the broken car, back in one of the clear areas there.
Maybe another apology coming from Sebastian Vettel to his crew after last night's little chat with the mechanics in the garage. So, Charles Leclerc, leader of this race. But Max Verstappen has gained about 4 seconds on it.
17 in the house, y'all.
And will now be right behind once more when we get the safety car restart. George Russell, was coming to the pit lane at exactly the right moment behind the safety car. It's managed to lead
So
into
on the one part of that track, Rob, where there's a lot of water, is that a lake
Sergio Perez ahead then of Lewis Hamilton.
or is that ocean water in there?
The safety car back is going to have to bid again as well.
8158 is his total subscriber count. I'm not going to look at how bad I'm getting my butt kicked anymore.
Just waking up.
I'm not going to look anymore at that.
If you missed
The opening skirmishes here in Albert Park, the Australian Grand Prix. Sky Q and Sky Glass customer pressure red button.
Rob says the pace car is normally a Mercedes of some kind.
George benefited from that second car, so he's
Kenneth, I'm just having a soda. I finished my second beer. I'm done with beer for the night, and I've got my leftover soda.
Yeah, exactly. This, yeah.
No snacks though. I had those chicken skewers that I told you guys about in the NASCAR race. I didn't have the mac and cheese, but I had the chicken skewers during my little break there. Rob says that Mercedes absolutely flies around this track. Wouldn't that be fun?
Safety car had finished. I'd lost quite a bit of time in doing so.
I wish one of us was like a billionaire. If one of us was like a billionaire, me, you, and Kenneth could go out there and race. Me, you, Kenneth, FJ, Jack, we could all go out there and race some go-karts on this track. What's up? What's up, CB? Welcome to the channel.
The safety car.
If we keep harping back to that.
We're on lap 26 of 58.
But talk about enjoying lots of
Almost the halfway point.
So two reasons why he's not pitted under the safety car. First of all, he wanted to go to about lap 40 or even lap 45 on these hard tyres. So it's a little
So Rob, what time is it there now?
I believe that he is in the rightful place for his pace in the car. We haven't seen really what Alonso can do so far.
What time is it in Australia right now? We won't see them racing under the lights, it doesn't look like.
Give it a go. I think they believe this is a
Kenneth says that pace car looks like it flies out there.
and that's where he is now. He's got track position.
Yeah. That's the trouble.
He has to pit for one time. Yes, exactly.
Safety cars coming in at the end of this lap. Good. See some racing again. And well done to the marshals for getting.
Really successful stream, CB. Really successful stream. We had over 11,000 views. Picked up close to 70 subscribers, I think.
Probably been a bit over in that car in this race so far. But Armstrong had a particularly decent overtake.
13th, starting to move in towards the World Championship points. But
Yeah, you ain't lying. That pace car rolling, Rob.
probably we would have seen a bit of the safety car because
So it's Leclerc, Verstappen, Russell, your top three.
temporary circuit, you don't have all the
It looks like we're about to get back under green.
facilities you might have at a newer, more traditional racetrack. So everything is stopped on the side.
So Rob can't hear most of the questions I'm asking him. It depends when I ask him, I suppose. Whoa!
Must have hit. If there was no contact, the Houston over there, I would be amazed. So it sounded like.
These cars boogie, y'all. He just barely hit the gas and almost ran somebody over caution.
Red Bull in a way hasn't happened. George Russell, of course, but Max's tyres.
So Jack was saying earlier that the top 10 received points in this series.
Charles' tyres, but you know he was a solid 5-6 seconds behind before they went into the pit stop phases.
It looks like Haas is way the hell back there. I'm going to scroll down real quick.
That one was Charles Leclerc. Now we go in green. It did not get away.
All right, here we go. Green is back out.
Right on his tail. They're going to go well. Stays ahead, but now we've got the rundown. So off turn 3. Can Verstappen get a slipstream behind
Verstappen versus Leclerc on the track.
the lead of this race. Leclerc under braking. Verstappen second. Hamilton and George Russell, I should say, all over Max Verstappen. Behind him comes Fernando Alonso as well. And what an exciting restart this is.
Wow.
Yeah, well, what happened is Charles Leclerc took off and then started running wide through the final corner onto the pit straight. They had to get out of the throttle. They put Max all over the back of it.
Leclerc holds the lead. Verstappen still in second. Russell wanted second there. And that kind of messed up Verstappen.
And Max Verstappen have been running 1-2 in either order since lap 16 of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. They're running 1-2 here, and not separated by much. Russell under pressure from Fernando Alonso right behind him as they stream through that fast left, right chicane. Behind Fernando Alonso comes Sergio Perez, then Lewis Hamilton. They're all trying to make an impression, under braking, concertinating together, but no overtakes.
I think George maybe had a little problem through the midfield.
This is exciting, y'all. 27 of 58.
Should not really be on it now.
So that's 52. We're still almost at the halfway point.
Would have been right at the front of the grid, and it not had that 10.
What does that little clock mean next to second place there? What does that pink indicator mean?
And that's the battle worth watching. 6th and 7th, Magnussen right behind Hamilton. And he just pulls out there to have a little look, see if he can get past the Mercedes. Nothing doing. Behind Magnussen comes Norris and Ricciardo. Albon running in.
All right, it's a 1.2 second lead.
Yes, neither is Magnussen, neither has Alonso.
Tire changes.
Having a look at Kevin Magnussen into turn 3, nothing doing.
What a great rear wing.
Viking Jerome says racing this late. Yeah, Rob's in the audience there, Viking Jerome. Rob is in turn 2 of this racetrack right now.
You can't keep in the DRS trade that could be first, second, and third.
Rob says 3 to 8 p.m. Normally all finished by 5. So it's the afternoon, early afternoon there, headed into early evening.
Look, Leclerc already 1.5 seconds clear of the start.
All right, buddy, we'll see you, Rob.
Simply to have a chance in
Enjoy the race, dude.
that restart. We're ready to go in a lap and a half ever since. We're on board now with Sergio Perez. That's Fernando Alonso ahead of him. The stewards have noted that safety car infringement potentially Yuki Tsunoda and Mick Schumacher.
20 in the house. Welcome to Valhalla Sports Talk's coverage of F1 racing. I'm a new F1 fan here, y'all. I'm just trying to learn this stuff. My first F1 stream, but we're having fun.
DRS again then for 2 laps after the safety car. So
Right on, says Viking Jerome.
now, and
Yeah, just 58 laps, man.
chance of
We're almost halfway through. 20, 40, 58. Yeah, so this is the halfway point right here.
Drivers in the past have thought I've got a great chance of breezing past Fernando Alonso. There's a lot of drivers who've thought about 20 laps later, I really wish Fernando Alonso would get out of my way.
Everyone says have fun, Rob.
As Lewis Hamilton found out in Hungary last year, for instance, in a stout defence that really helped his teammate Esteban Ocon.
All right, Leclerc's lead now about 2.5 seconds over Verstappen. Russell almost 4 seconds back.
Palm trees on the right.
But we've seen that can be made up easily.
Ranks of fans on the left hand.
What a beautiful day in Melbourne.
Tremendous scene here in Albert Park on this gorgeous.
What a beautiful day.
Here in April, DRS for Sergio Perez gets right up to Fernando Alonso, but then runs out of straight.
yeah, Sergio's smart there. He's got a lot of experience. There's no point in taking a big lunge there because he's got DRS down the pit straight and DRS down to turn 3. Better to keep it even.
So I learned that about DRS. Apparently the car cannot use DRS until they're within a second of the car in front of them.
Speed that he's going at.
And it's automatic. The button will not work.
Another 19 kilometers an hour by the end of the straight, but it's still not enough, is it?
So he's put Alonso onto
All right, through a little chicane here.
a little bit of time.
The battle for 4th place.
He wants it.
Alonso has it. Perez wants it.
Easy pass.
And he goes to the inside and takes the lead.
Sergio Perez gets the sitting duck and up into 4th place. It's set now after George Russell. The battles with Lewis Hamilton. It's another Mercedes for Sergio Perez to try and get past. Out in front, 2.7 seconds the advantage Charles Leclerc has.
17 in the house, y'all. If you've got a driver that you're looking for and he's not on your screen, let me know. I'll scroll it down a little bit.
Is it going to be Hungary all over again from last year when Mercedes can't get past the Alpine? See.
Now, Lewis Hamilton, he's a run at his old foe and his former teammate, Fernando Alonso.
18 in the house as they show a replay of that pass I just called.
Slow at turn 2. And then
We're on lap 31 of 58 in the Australian Grand Prix.
turn 3.
Yeah, I saw that, Kenneth. Perez up to P4, Alonso drops to 5th. Top 10 get points in this series.
Tries to attack Fernando Alonso. That might give Magnussen a little bit.
Magnussen has that Haas team up to 7th.
And then go around Fernando Alonso around the outside in his first ever Grand Prix in this corner. This time it's on the inside that he gets past Fernando Alonso. They were teammates, as you said, Martin. Then Hamilton now ahead of the Alpine puts his car up into 5th.
Yeah, same thing kind of, Mr. Nobody. That's what I was thinking too, man.
Hamilton's tires.
I was thinking kind of the same thing too, except apparently it's the wing. It's the wing that makes them go faster. When they get within a second, they can open up that wing,
Open.
and it makes the car go faster. Man, the sparks coming out of these cars is insane.
Tyres since the start. Really.
Compound tyre strategy, is it? Working well.
Hamilton passes Alonso.
Safety car.
Come on, Magnussen, get up there, baby.
In a very good advantage. But,
Get up there.
something to influence his race outside of his own ability.
He's a really good laps.
Fair point, well made by Kevin Magnussen's race engineer, Ed Regan, his arm.
Come on, get that Haas car up there.
There's the entry. A little bit of a step.
And put an American in the car, Haas.
I'm beginning to complain, but what Russell can do there, 2.5
Put an American in one of your cars, Haas. Come on, Gene.
Red Bull's flexibility to suddenly stop and put pressure on Ferrari with
20 in the house.
there. They could probably
Fastest lap of the race, Leclerc won
take that
22.450.
Hamilton having a much racier car.
Again, I don't know what that indicator means
Ability to go, okay, right, this is not working.
to the right of Leclerc's name on the coverage. I don't know what that indicator means.
Lando Norris, George Russell is under pressure from Sergio Perez, and Charles Leclerc doesn't seem to be under pressure from anybody at the moment because he's about half a second a lap quicker.
All right, Magnussen going to have to work to hold on to 7th there.
Norris again, down to...
He's got somebody on his booty.
He had a bit of DRS at turn 5 now and a bit of DRS earlier.
Mr. Nobody says, speaking of IndyCar, tomorrow is the Long Beach Grand Prix on the streets of the LBC.
Is getting pulled along with this.
Yeah, I've been told I should do IndyCar streams. But listen, there's only so much streaming I can do, y'all.
2022. Norris driving a nice sensible race here at the moment. Very happy.
Viking Jerome says, is Rob still in here or are they selling beer there? Apparently you can't drink beer at these. You have to drink something fancier, I was told, Viking Jerome. Like fine wine. But Rob said he had to go away for about 30 minutes.
Yes, of course.
But he's around turn 2, so right as they come off pit road, there's a right-hand turn, and that's him.
Of George Russell and Tesla ponies.
Kenneth says you'd think the sparks would fly at Martinsville under the lights instead of a day race in Australia. A little sparking today at Martinsville, not much though. Probably the most boring race of the year, wasn't it?
Turn 3, Kevin Magnussen slams that door.
Come on, Magnussen, don't let him pass you.
Try again.
Yeah, Alex Albon absolutely keeping pace with Esteban Ocon behind him at 24.6.
19 in the house. Lap 33 of 58.
Nice recovery from Albon. A team that also really lost out under the safety car, AlphaTauri.
Kenneth, a big fan of IndyCar.
Sadly, Alex Albon running in the top 10 here.
Maybe on the weeks that we don't do a F1 stream, we'll do an IndyCar one. I don't know.
As the whites.
I'll see if I'm able to watch that tomorrow. But I got some stuff I got to do around the house, y'all.
High-speed flick, and is there enough straight now for Lando Norris to get past Kevin Magnussen? No, but surely down the main straight. Norris could just stay there. He's got a chance.
So it's 2 team cars behind that Haas car of Magnussen. 2 team cars right behind him.
2 down the main straight. Sergio Perez is giving it a good go against George Russell. But here comes Lando Norris with a decent exit out of the final corner. And there's 2 McLarens now attacking the Haas.
And there they go to the inside.
Looks to his left. He's cleared Kevin Magnussen.
And one of the team cars will clear him. Magnussen down to 8th. But there's a lot of cars right behind him. 4-second lead for Leclerc now here on lap 34 of 58. Kenneth says Hendrick dominant the night, no doubt about it. I think the Fox broadcast said they led all but 18 laps. Viking Jerome says Rob's having him some wine and kangaroo burgers. That sounds like a Rob thing.
4.5 seconds now the lead. Charles Leclerc over Max Verstappen. George Russell just a few tenths ahead of Sergio Perez, who's sticking to him as best he can. And it is lovely to see how these cars
Magnussen's still a 4/10 lead over that other car.
so much longer than we've seen in the past. There is our race leader. I promise you, he's been out there all the time. We just haven't seen him really since the safety car restart. It's the man chasing in the second place, but it's a chase at the moment that Max Verstappen is not making any impression on. Although behind those two, Verstappen
18 in the chatter. First ever F1 stream here on the channel.
behind George Russell, who's got some defending to do here.
Not exactly going to be a barn burner for subscribers or views, but I'm having fun.
Towards turn 3, and Russell's got a few car lengths apart.
Has, but I mean, Perez managed to drive
All right, Russell versus Perez for third.
without even needing DRS, didn't he? A little bit of
Russell, the British dude versus the Spaniard.
speed of the Red Bull. Over the hump now.
Lap 35 of 58.
Which is quite a surprise. We saw on the previous lap.
That's a beautiful city, y'all.
Look at Kevin Magnussen trying to get past him. Didn't quite make it on that occasion. He has now, though, and he's up into 8th place. Daniel Ricciardo. Have a look at the replay. Down the main straight. You see the sun starting to get a bit lower to the left-hand side of the track. Could be a factor later on.
All right, so they did pass Magnussen, and he'll drop down to 9th.
Back to this one, George Russell and
Again, the top 10 positions get points in the F1 series.
again over 5 seconds. The gap now between first and second.
George, important. Management is more important than position. If you're hurting the tyres to keep Perez behind, you can let it by.
I'd say, Martin, no driver wants to hear anything.
That dude's team tells him it's more important to save your tires, just let that dude by, and the driver's like, nah, dog. That ain't how I roll. That's not how I roll. Kenneth says that I'm having fun. Right on, dude. Dude was like, I am not just let this dude pass me. You can kiss my butt right to crack.
Look at a possible safety car infringement between Schumacher and Yuki Tsunoda when we saw that they very nearly touched. But they're going to look at it after the race. They'll wait.
Yeah, it's unbelievable looking there, isn't it? It's a beautiful day.
Sergio Perez thought he might go around the outside into turn 9. Now we've got
All right, Perez v. Russell for third.
and he has been before. Russell's looking in his mirror, sees where Perez is.
Perez, easy pass. Around the outside, around the outside.
Maybe George Russell thought, I will look after my tyres for a little bit longer, and we'll come back and say
Leclerc, Verstappen, Perez.
Perez back up into the podium places. George Russell.
Oh, I see. That pink indicator is the fastest lap on the track.
Spent 3 years at
And that's been next to Leclerc's name almost the whole race. 121.986 for the Ferrari.
fight with Sergio Perez. Because I think the bigger picture is that maybe Lewis is now thinking that he's looking after his tyres. He can close up behind George Russell and have a fight with him towards the end. We'll see how that one's playing out. But yeah, how do we keep him informed on his teammates' fight?
George defending fresh air a little bit there, but he obviously felt the Red Bull was going to come at him sufficiently to go
15 in the house.
on the way to 9. And it was inevitable down the outside, but then Sergio Perez was close to going off the road there.
George Russell finished 4th and 5th here.
Lap 37 of 58.
4th place currently. Lap 37 of 58. Gained 2 places in this race.
Come on, Magnussen. You stay in that top 10, man. Where's your teammate at?
Both lost places.
Schumacher back in 15th.
At the start of this race, Alex Albon has gained 10 places. He couldn't provide a litre of fuel for the sample yesterday after qualifying. He was actually disqualified from qualifying. He started last. Rather get the feeling he didn't have much fuel left in his car when he stopped.
All right, the second place car of Verstappen had the fastest lap that go around.
So, Albon, they're going to have, it's not going to rain. They're going to have to stop.
Yep, P9.
And put a different set of compounds on.
P9 for the Haas entry.
Fastest lap of the race. It'll be interesting to see if Ferrari choose to react to that or not.
Down the main straight we come then. Kevin Magnussen, behind him Alex Albon, behind him Esteban Ocon, behind him Lance Stroll, and behind Lance Stroll, Valtteri.
Ooh, the party is big through the chicane. A lot of cars.
And the Alfa Romeo, then comes Gasly, Schumacher, Joe Guan Yu, and the other Alfa Romeo. There's not much, really, is there, separating 10th.
Mr. Nobody says our spring here gets warmer as theirs gets cooler.
About 4.5 seconds.
Oh, gotcha, Mr. Nobody.
Cars on the road.
Leclerc is reacting to that new fast lap. There's a world championship point for the fastest lap as long as you finish inside the top 10. And let's see if he pulls that out of the bag at the end of this. But once again, those two are out front. It's been the story of the season, hasn't it?
And Lance Stroll, the students have just noted that he might have been weaving on the straights a little bit. We'll keep you posted on that while we go to Sky Racing Control and all the rest of it.
Yeah, Crofty, just a bit of strategy.
All right, 39 of 58 in today's race. It's Leclerc, Verstappen, Perez, your top three.
Listen, carry on, and what Max has been doing is signaling.
What have we had? 2 cautions so far in today's race? Oh, we got a car off the track.
Has pulled over to the side of the track. But Paul was telling us about time.
One of the Red Bull cars, it looks like.
Stop the car, please.
Oh, and is this another power unit issue for Red Bull? The Red Bull powertrain.
Is this for...
Have the disappointment.
Who is this?
The double retirement. And Pierre Gasly.
All right, we are under yellow.
Safety car and issues with Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri at Jeddah, and now Max Verstappen pulling out of the Australian Grand Prix.
All right, it is Verstappen.
And he's had to retire from 2 of them. And he needs...
Verstappen out. He's calling over the crew to put this whatever's out. There's a fire.
He's overheating a touch.
There's a fire, and they are worried about these $1 million machines.
They're going through that car now.
You get a lot of heat soak, but there's some kind of flammable hydraulic fluid.
I think just Rob, Viking Drone.
Fire, and he's desperate not to lose.
All right, so here we go. It looks like Verstappen is going by the start-finish line. This is right by where Rob's at, y'all. Right by where Rob is at. Verstappen might be parking right where Rob is sitting. What?
So he smells it, turned the engine off, was told by the team to turn the engine off, and pulled over at turn 2 to not cause any more harm.
Yeah, they've been...
The reigning series champ out of the race, says Mr. Nobody. FJ says yes, bye-bye Max.
Engine oil.
The dogs might bark a little bit here, y'all. My son's getting home from work.
Those are dim stuff. Now get a cheap stuff.
All right, so now pit road is going to be busy.
Fernando Alonso's in, and Kevin Max.
I'll be right back.
I'm sure coming in too. Ted, down to you. Ted, yeah, I'm on here.
They're unbelievable, Viking Drone. Way cool.
Now Christian Horner just putting his head in his hands for a moment. As much of a surprise. I think that only happened in the course of about 5 seconds. Normally, if a team like Red Bull can see something like that, a hydraulic loss of pressure or something with oil pressure or temperatures going crazy, they'll start to clear a space in the garage.
So Jack's going to be disappointed when he wakes up in the morning and sees that.
As we were just looking at that, and now Christian Horner.
Are we back under green?
3 races, 2 DNFs in the first 3 races. That is not how a championship is built. But yeah, just
Man, they don't bullshit around. They're like, we're green.
It's not as fast as certainly today, and it's certainly a lot more.
Leclerc has the lead.
The cars out in the field. Not a good day for Max Verstappen. It's a very good.
What's up, bud?
Charles Leclerc at the moment. We've got green again. They are racing again.
Thor's tail thumping the wall as my son arrives home.
7 seconds. Sergio Perez, George Russell.
Lap 21 to 58. They didn't mess around there, y'all.
Alex Albon is 7th because he didn't come into the
17 in the chat.
safety car. I think Williams felt there just wasn't the time. So there was no point. Might as well.
Mr. Nobody says NASCAR could learn a few things about these F1 pit stops. they don't mess around.
Gasly now 8th, 9th, and 10th. Kevin Magnussen did pit, and he's down to 17th.
Schumacher showing in 12th.
Fresh set of medium compound tyres down there in 13th place, so we can expect him to steam through.
It's Leclerc, Perez, Russell now, your top 3. Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes.
Safety car would help, but
Both of the Mercedes cars are in 3rd and 4th.
only driver of of the 17 still running.
Watch Fernando Alonso down the inside.
Alonso trying to make a move on one of the Haas cars.
Well, I make the move, but Alonso is halfway fresh. It's
3 cars out of this race.
ahead of him, I should say, for the next 17 laps. Those ahead of
And not just little names either. Big name drivers out of this race. Verstappen,
Alfa Romeo, then Mick Schumacher, then
Vettel, and Sainz are out.
Bottas. Getting very, very close.
Viking Drone says, does he look like you, Valhalla?
Martin and Lance Stroll.
Kenneth is closing in on the finish. Leclerc is looking strong. Ooh, we get one forced off the track there.
Stroll went through, Gasly went through, and Bottas definitely had to take evasive action. Under the new regulations, Martin, was that Stroll
FJ says, hopefully Lewis can get on the podium.
position to make that move?
So, they tell the short, didn't it?
That would be a big finish for him, right, FJ? Because he's kind of maligned on that team. He catches a lot of heat.
Virtual safety car ending.
I thought I've seen that in what I've read.
I need to see it again next week. But it looks as if Valtteri wasn't
Lap
really-
42 of 58 in the race.
Very quickly indeed. Well, relief for Sergio Perez if it was Max specific, or Max's car specific, but the teammate has a mechanical DNF, he can't help but worry about it.
Yeah, of course. They're identical cars.
18 in the chat, the first ever F1 stream here on Valhalla Sports Talk.
An issue it's in there. And we have it, so focus on. It's still on to play for. We've got a long way to go yet in this Grand Prix.
Fastest lap that time around was by Leclerc, the leader,
But Charles Leclerc at the moment,
as they roll through this beautiful road course in Melbourne.
won't be scoring points. Verstappen and Sainz both out of this race. Sebastian Vettel also out of this race. And whilst they're not investigating, the stewards have noted even that move. Lance Stroll on Valtteri Bottas.
I guess race control looking at a pass.
Because he has been caught for weaving on the straight. He's going to get a 5-second time.
5-second penalty for car 18, weaving on the straightaway.
And if he doesn't hit again, then it'll be 5 seconds added on to his elapsed time in the Grand Prix.
Which would cost him, as it stood at the
Schumacher up to 12th.
race in 14th place. A good strategy by Aston Martin.
Not looking good for Stuart Haas to get a point.
Early pit stops and making a number of pit stops in this race behind the virtual safety car. And then the safety
Or for Haas, not Stuart Haas.
do anything. With Stroll having to serve that point.
Verstappen talking to the engineers.
Verstappen's hopes of a podium finish at the very least coming to naught after he snubbed something in the car that wasn't just right and shut the engine off very quickly.
FJ says he's currently has a not so good car, so whatever placement he can get is great.
If they're only 4 seconds behind Perez, they're going to play that one.
Well, you try telling George Russell, Martin, that he's got to move out of the way for his teammate. George Russell has driven a super race here.
Jack was oh, I see. There's the
So basically went one way, then went the other, then went the other way again.
so apparently blocking not allowed in F1.
Had to move once, and so obviously the other driver will retire. And you
19 up in here.
Connor amongst the
Leclerc's lead
basically.
is huge. It's 13 seconds over second place Perez.
Further action, Stroll and Bottas down at turn 3. As we saw Stroll go down the inside, he's under pressure at the moment from Pierre Gasly. So he's got 5 seconds time penalty for one infringement. He hasn't got it for the other.
Double direction change there into turn 1 on this lap as well.
Noted that or not. Behind Gasly comes Valtteri Bottas, Mick Schumacher, Fernando Alonso still can't fight his way.
Magnussen fell to 16th. Yeah, they're struggling again. Apparently, Jack was telling me that the Haas team uses older equipment than everybody else, than the other Ferrari teams. They use older versions of the Ferrari engine, I guess.
To the cars around him, a 23.2. Esteban Ocon behind with a 23.1. Certainly, Alex Albon does need to make another stop, otherwise he'll get a penalty or be disqualified. But what he knows, what the rest of us know, is that Ocon is in trouble with
Man, this is a big deal for how short these races are. What a big event for something that goes by so fast.
As much as he can. Now, Williams report Mystic Meg on a contract. They think it's going to be a second.
Kenneth says Leclerc will have his second win of the season if he wins.
Yes, warning from his own team there for Lance Stroll. Down straight we go. Yeah, Gasly. DRS behind Stroll that goes to the inside and then just moves to the middle of the track as they go into that corner.
That's fine because he left Gasly car's width on the outside.
45 of 58 is the lap count.
Trouble here for Gasly for DRS, trying to go around the outside. But he plants that Aston Martin, Lance Stroll, in exactly the right position as behind Fernando Alonso and Mick Schumacher and swapping places. Alonso has got himself up in the 12th place. Mick just went a little bit deep.
All right, so Schumacher loses 12th.
Because in the DRS train, they're all getting sort of DRS service really from the front of that pack. But it's taking Fernando much longer.
This thing's going to be over by midnight, y'all.
than I was expecting.
Mick Schumacher, rookie last year, behind him. We have
Leclerc, Perez, Russell, your top three.
Alfa Romeo, rookie this
13-second lead for the Ferrari over the Red Bull racing car. And then you got the two Mercedes teammates in third and fourth.
We have the last virtual safety car, and Kevin Magnussen's got past Tsunoda.
FJ would be happy if Russell gets on the podium.
Down at that corner was hoping to achieve actually that bit of space to have a lunge.
Now Leclerc, the fastest lap of this race, 26 points to pick up in this race.
That looked like that dude weaved.
From Valtteri.
That looked like the 10 car weaved right there.
Going on here for the minor points places, or to get towards the minor points places.
Isn't it? And it must be breathless if they're in the wrong grade.
More sparks, yep.
It's sort of like junior Formula 1. Darting and I would have to say Pierre Gasly was hovering on the really moving around there as well.
FJ says it's been such a good day with UFC and F1. I think another, oh, they're showing a replay of the Haas car losing its spot there. He tried to go inside and the old dude crossed him over.
Yeah, but he knows that you share the lateral and longitude before it's out. You've got to brake in a straight line. So you completely turn this car before the braking and then force it.
3 cars out of this race.
He'd thrown the anchor out at that point. He posted the letter.
Lap 47 of 58, still almost a 14-second lead for the leader.
Just going through towards turn 1 on your screen in 6th place. Alex Albon has Esteban Ocon catching it, but well, how long can Ocon stay behind Alex Albon that closely if he has got to monitor his temperatures? Lance Stroll.
They're struggling with that hip, y'all.
Pierre Gasly, but every time Gasly goes for that move down turn 1 and then gets Valtteri Bottas very interested if Gasly doesn't make it. And the Frenchman's going to try and fight back here, runs out of straight to squeeze down the inside. Stroll is holding up this DRS train of cars and doing it fairly nicely as it stands. Paul di Resta, Sky Race Control down to you.
There is some close racing on the track further back.
And then he's got a front light blister, so just to add a little bit of something to the end of the geography for pushing Crofty.
Yeah, it was a while ago. You asked Martin, Lewis Hamilton, catching George Russell, what would you do if you're a Mercedes?
All right, 10 laps to go. 10 laps to go in the Australian Grand Prix.
There's no need, really, with 10 laps or 11 laps to go here to swap those places around. They're not
19 in the house.
George is now doing, they're pretty much matching each other. On their lap times.
Leclerc, Perez, Russell, Hamilton, your top 4. Let me scroll down. Schumacher still in 13th. And Magnussen in 15th. So only 20 cars, so they ain't exactly setting the world on fire.
It's not a championship up for grabs right now, they could be though.
Let's go for the fastest lap again. Got it at the end at the moment.
Almost every lap, Leclerc is the fastest lap on the track.
Your on course to score at the moment will give you a 33-point lead over George Russell at the end of this race. George Russell in third place at the moment would move into.
Yep, 10 to go, Kenneth.
In the Drivers' Championship, that 33-point lead, by the way, was Max, the biggest lead I think that any driver had throughout the course of last season. Max Verstappen over Lewis Hamilton after the Silverstone sprint. Talking of sprints, we've got one coming up in the next race. Fall out to the weekend, a slightly better time for those back in the UK. Thank you for joining us this early hour on this Sunday morning, watching this race.
$17 up in here.
He's trying.
Yeah, a bit frustrating there, isn't it? Fernando's just not been able to use those tyres, as we pointed out, and he's getting frustrated about it as well. But basically,
It looks like the majority of the drivers are on hard compound tires right now.
right now, if this was the end of the race, we're dropping 5 positions anyway.
Yeah.
Kenneth says Alonso really fell. He was top 6, now P12.
Passing away. I suppose eventually the hope is that he can pull 5 seconds clear. But he hasn't got that much longer to try and do it.
You need to take your pills. Take your pills.
I haven't yet. I will, though.
Whatever the team says to him.
Yeah.
Are you going to bed? All right, I'll be in there in just a few. This will be over in like half an hour.
How long?
Probably a half hour.
Really? Okay.
All right, love you.
Right, right.
Still, yeah, Gasly ahead of him.
Leclerc, Perez, Russell, your top 3.
Gasly and still Fernando Alonso. Tucked back in
15-second lead. And that Leclerc just keeps pounding off the fastest lap every lap.
his race engineer, Ben Michel. Try and hold on to that 9th place.
120.966 that time by.
Question as to what exactly happened to Max Verstappen's car at Red Bull. I mean, obviously, we know that there were liquids were emitted which weren't meant to be emitted, and Max said the car effectively had a moment to itself, and was told to shut it off.
Now down to 15 in the chat.
They say it's too early, but they say Red Bull need to investigate
Pierre Gasly in 10th.
pieces, and it might not be until the car
He's got a visitor.
King's factory
Botus
on Tuesday that they'll know
wanting that spot.
which bits of the car let go with sense.
Lance Stroll has been on these tyres for quite some time. This hard compound tyres, this got his lap 23 of the race. And you can see he's just struggling out the corners, the slow corners a little bit. And he's getting a bit too near to Pierre Gasly for his own life.
Going to try to take that spot.
Got past Lance Stroll.
And he gets it. Alpha Vitari gets the position.
Opportunity as Stroll came out of turn 13 and thought, right now I can really go for it. Valtteri Bottas wants to go for it too.
All right, they're getting a little racy further back in the pack.
And ahead of Valtteri Bottas for this moment. Schumacher, Tsunoda, I think.
16-second lead for Leclerc.
I think Schumacher now on the medium tyre after missing a bit later. Fernando Alonso, there he comes. Not making the impression of Valtteri.
Yeah, he's just rolling away with it.
I wonder if he's gone out and pushed and drained the front tyres. We saw it in the early phase of the Grand Prix with the medium spraying. Plus, you've got a lot less fuel on board now, so we expect them to be a little bit kinder.
There goes Bottas. 150 miles an hour, thinking there's room to get past into 9 and 10, but there isn't.
All right, 51 of 58 is your lap count.
10 and 11, Stroll's got DRS now though behind Gasly, and that's helping him staying ahead of the Alfa Romeo. Lap 51 of 58. And Sergio Perez.
Oops, that's going on the grass.
Uh-oh, Perez put it in the grass there.
Now 18 seconds off the lead with that.
So Perez, the second place car, misses a turn, goes off into the grass a little bit.
Schumacher goes onto the grass.
Schumacher too, going through the squiggly section there. He lost it and lost another position.
Ahead of it as a result is Lewis Hamilton.
Leclerc still the fastest lap.
Russell is almost under a second behind us.
52 of 58.
He's got getting 3/10, so that would put him within DRS. So Hamilton within DRS, there he is, of his teammate. Change the dynamics a bit.
Certainly will. Bottas and Stroll. Down the main straight, Stroll positions his Aston Martin on the inside. Can't move over to cover Valtteri Bottas. And Bottas gets past. And onwards into turn 2. So Bottas now up into the points. Stroll's been holding them all at bay for a while, but one by one.
So it's Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes, McLaren.
30 laps. Hard compound tires.
And a rough day for the Haas F1 team, as Magnussen is in 14th and Schumacher in 15th.
There's definitely a difference in pace. Fernando Alonso now than we saw on the hard tyres a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I think his left front grained horribly as we were going to look at it.
So the one really good thing for the Haas F1 team is they don't have many cars behind them to pass them anymore because the other cars are out of the race.
So Fernando's grained his left front. It is a darker band.
They don't have many more that could pass them.
See, looking at it, he's going to go backwards from there.
Great, so he's been passed by Joe Grandview, he's been passed by Kevin Magnussen. He'd like to get Kevin Magnussen back again on the exit, but Magnussen runs him out of the road and into the car park.
Yeah, that was too adventurous there. Another frustration.
All right, 53 of 58 is your lap count here. The Australian Grand Prix. 13 in the house.
But yeah, look at it, the inside of the left front. The sort of dull sort of texture to it.
The weekend could have been for Fernando Alonso. He was running as high as 4th at one stage in this race. Was on for a lap yesterday in qualifying. Well,
the interval between first and second is now up
the first 2 seconds
to 20 seconds.
Hydraulic issue caused the crash.
This is really
Oh, this is interesting on their standing screen, though.
best from Alex Albon. I think
On the TV, anyway, the standing screen on the TV
regulations.
shows you the distance that the next car behind is from the car in front of it. So as an example, Perez in second and Russell in third. Russell is 3 seconds back from Perez.
About 20 laps or so ago.
5 laps to go. 5 laps to go in the 2022 edition of the Australian Grand Prix. F1 returns to Australia after a 2-year absence, and Leclerc is stinking up the show.
No, negative. We have the fastest lap and we don't think anyone can beat it.
I'm not sure about that though. We've got Russell now in the mid-20s pulling away.
Kenneth says Ferrari loses 1 car, but they'll come out on top with a win.
Within half a second in that front. Charlotte is right to be concerned about that point.
Even if he does have a 33-point advantage at the end of this race, he still thinks that extra point he's got for the fastest lap could prove crucial by the end of this race. Well, what a race it has been for Charles Leclerc and Ferrari.
That just looks like a beautiful city, y'all.
The Ferrari garage. Drivers start up second and third in the championship before this race, failing to score points here. Verstappen and Sainz.
So Russell almost
Sebastian Vettel
has about a 2-second lead over his teammate, Hamilton. All right, we got a car on pit road. Alonso pits.
It's just the cards fell for Jordan.
Do you mean these pits only car for overtaking George Russell?
Lap 55 of 58.
For a bit.
The interval between first and second, 20 seconds.
Is running fourth behind.
Leclerc, Perez, Russell, your top 3.
Best performance of the season. And the pace that they've shown.
I don't think Hamilton can get caught up to the 3rd place car.
Going into it, Alonso missed once again. Meanwhile, Pierre Gasly has locked up in the turn 13.
All right, Gasly in 13 goes off in the grass.
As a result, Gasly has been passed by Valtteri Bottas. Here he is. Nice gap on the inside. Don't mind it if I do. Ted Kravitz, down to you.
Yeah, so Gasly had been complaining that his tyres were going off, actually, so that might have
Guess those tires were worn out, no doubt.
handed Valtteri Bottas P9. I can only think
Mr. Nobody says you see the racing they do in the Australian Supercar
they
Series.
haven't told us that. But maybe Fernando didn't want to go for a sort of symbolic attempt at the fastest lap. Maybe they would have put the soft tyre on, not the medium.
for this last couple of laps. But yeah, still nothing looking down.
3 to go. 3 to go.
Definitive penalty for not pitting under a race. Because they didn't put enough fuel in qualifying, so they didn't pay too much.
All right, the Haas car's running 13th and 14th now.
Because they have the power to stick to the usual penalties or apply anything they see fit.
Yeah, I think it's 30 seconds.
Kenneth thinks that Russell's going to catch up to Hamilton. That margin, the 2-second margin, staying about the same. Again, the top 10 receive points in this series.
In this race, but Alex Albon hasn't done that. When he does pit, sadly for him, it's going to take him out of the points here, but it's still going to be a decent finish.
So Fernando can't get a world.
So they're saying that Perez has to pit?
Top 10, but he can stop the connect.
Which is back to your point as to why Charles Leclerc is like, we go for this right at the end.
Yeah, they're nose to tail there, huh?
That's,
Yeah.
You often see this towards the end.
Man, look how fast they go when they give you that sky view along what I think is a lake. Holy shit, they are hauling the mail.
Given these tyres have lasted 55 laps, his pace is really impressive. In that way,
I can't even imagine a car going that fast down the strip. You could go all the way down the Las Vegas Strip in like a second, it seems like 1 or 2 seconds.
Big zero next to Albon in 7. He hasn't pitted yet. Charles Leclerc pitted on lap 22. That's changed his tyres. He survived safety car restarts, virtual safety car restarts. He has looked at
Mr. Nobody says, yep, they run Chevy Camaros down there as the Holden brand. Huh, interesting.
Absolutely. And face just that one little error on the restart, as I said, to where Max.
All right, lap 57 of 58. We're going to throw a little American flavor out there for the winner. Dale Earnhardt will bring out the checkers. All right, these Haas cars racing one another.
This race is right on board with Alex Albon briefly. Pick up our race leader, Charles Leclerc.
All right, about 19.7 second lead for Leclerc over Perez. Russell third, Hamilton fourth.
Of this race.
So Russell did get past him.
He's looked that comfortable wherever we've seen Charles Leclerc on the track today.
Kenneth says they are flat bringing it out there. No lie, dude.
Pressure whatsoever. To Alex Albon, should come in at the end of this lap.
58 of 58.
Times as we've seen the driver do this.
It is encouraging for me to
Leclerc still pumping off fastest laps. Are you still awake? They ask him, are you still awake?
Sergio Perez is going to finish runner-up in this race, and he's just having a lonely race as it stands, and Alex Albon makes his way around the final turn and is coming into the pits.
So Perez is going to have to come into the pits? Is that what they're talking about?
Coming to 10th or 11th, I think.
We shall see what happens. In the meantime, Charles Leclerc keeping up Ferrari's happy hunting ground.
All right, fans on their feet in Melbourne, your winner of the Australian Grand Prix, Charles Leclerc.
Takes the fastest lap of the race and wins the Australian Grand Prix.
Come on, Dale, bring it out, bring out the checkers.
Sergio Perez coming home.
Fastest lap, 120.260.
Max Verstappen had to retire. Perez finishes on the podium. Takes
Perez second.
for his first podium of the season.
And Russell
Comes home to finish in third, ahead of his teammate Lewis Hamilton in fourth. That means Mercedes will finish as the lead constructor in this race, in this Australian Grand Prix here this afternoon. Behind Lewis Hamilton, well, it's another British driver, Lando Norris. And Lando Norris is leading home the home favourites as Norris and Ricciardo making the first double points finish for McLaren in 2023.
All right, no, the two cars get points together there. Ricardo, the hometown favorite there.
A good job Leclerc did punch that lap in right at the end because Alonso would have
Leclerc doing a victory lap there, waving at the fans. Kenneth throws up the checkered flag. Bobby says, Valhalla, damn, I blame you. I drank 4 beers while lurking. I'm still up and I blame you. It's 2:30. Do you have a stream tomorrow, Bobby? Here comes Dale, says Kenneth. Dale got into an F1 race, y'all. Dale gets into a F1 race here on the channel. So where did them Stewart-Haas cars finish? 13, 14?
Taking the final points of the day. Well done, Williams. Very good strategy. Left him hanging on 57 laps on a set of hard compound tyres, and they pitted him.
I thought that was entertaining. Obviously not a very competitive race, but at least for the top spot. Bobby says, yes, I have 2 streams tomorrow. Well, thanks for joining me, buddy.
Good stuff. Good one, see you.
Yeah, well done. Check out the solid weekend. Yeah, well done.
Yeah, Rocky.
FJ says, good stream, Valhalla. I'm going to sleep. We'll see you, FJ. Thanks for joining us, man.
Sebastian Vettel's one type race engineer and a chief race engineer at the team. He's going to be taking a role that's more akin to young driver development.
So they do like a warm down lap here, right? A cool down lap. But I imagine they have to keep the RPMs up in these cars at all times or they'll stall out. I watched a video last week of just a common dude that they gave a chance to drive one of these F1 cars. And he literally stalled it out because he didn't keep the RPMs up high enough.
Yes, it was fortunate.
Yeah, I keep saying that, Mr. Nobody. I keep saying Stewart-Haas. I keep screwing it up. I'm learning. I'm a newborn, an F1 newborn, y'all. A little crash course the last 2 weeks. But man, these races get so much hype on YouTube. And he's going to bring it into, I imagine, some kind of victory lane here, right?
That's the first time he's been on the podium in a race with overtaking. We saw him after Spa. He's like, don't tell me this wasn't a race. It's my podium. This was definitely a race. What's a day, George? Yes, that is a podium.
Let's take that off the screen. We get Dale off there.
But it's a three-way fight, Martin, where reliability is surely going to play an issue this season.
Hey, Valhalla, holla! Thank you, Kenneth Terry, for that $2 super chat. Appreciate it, my man. Congrats on your first F1 stream, Valhalla. Thumbs up. Appreciate it, man.
Ferrari, well, opening up a very substantial lead at the front because, as you say,
Mr. Nobody says it's cool. Just wait until they come to Austin and the streets of Miami later this year. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely get in on that, Mr. Nobody. Rob and I are gonna try to hook up for next year for the race in Vegas. Rob was at this race, y'all. He was sitting in turn 2, checked in a couple times during the stream.
Pressure is getting the job done. After an awful weekend for his teammate, that's going to leave Carlos Sainz having to play second fiddle to him.
Stunned how fast this went by. All right, so celebration. He hugs his teammate, I believe, or one of his pit members. The fans. Apparently his second win on the young F1 season.
Carlos Sainz, it was the first retirement of this race. Didn't get the best start, and then ended up in the gravel and beached after a lap and a half of racing. Didn't go his way.
So it looks like these drivers wear a version of the Hans device.
By over 20 seconds from Sergio Perez. Celebrations all around in Parc Ferme.
By one of the other drivers.
Third win here in the last 4 Australian Grand Prix, coupled with Sebastian Vettel.
All right, they're weighing the driver. What do they weigh him for? They get his body weight there.
Russell does at least maintain that record.
Kenneth says they're being very celebratory. I think this is huge money, right? What does the winner win?
In this hybrid era.
What does the winning driver win for these wins in F1?
Does he look like he's the race winner, Martin? He's not had the biggest battle today. Does he look like he's been in a race or what?
He's pushed out. He doesn't look too sweaty, does he? Though I think these guys are super fit. They get plenty of laps on there. But with these cars as well, that we
Let me do this real quick.
Well, George Russell, a fantastic podium performance, mate. A little bit lucky with the safety car, but ultimately, mate, you drove an extraordinary race. You must be stoked with the performance of the car today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got to be able to win it and capitalise from others' misfortune. And obviously, we got a little bit lucky today, probably twice. But you know, we take it, and there's so much hard work going on back at base, Bradley and Brick's work to try and get it back to the front. So, you know, to be standing on the podium is special.
I saw you off camera just here, going to your team, going to the mechanics. It just means so much to you guys, given the start that you've had and the high standards that Mercedes and the organisation has. Must be, you know, to get a podium for yourself. Lewis has had one in Bahrain. You're always there. You never give the opposition a free pass, do you?
We're never going to give up. You know, we've got to keep on fighting. And this weekend was a long way behind our rivals, but here we are standing on the podium. So, you know, we've got to keep this up while we're on the back foot. And I'm sure we'll get there after a few more races.
Looking forward to the next one, buddy. What do you think they're getting?
Nobody says Memorial Day weekend will be the biggest day of racing with the Monaco Grand Prix in the day and the Coca-Cola 600 at night. Kenneth says, I'm sure it's a good, strong payday. They bring the money.
Good job. Great drive, mate. I think you got everything out of the car today. You did what you could. The start looked a little bit tricky down into turn 1. Run us through that first of all.
Yeah, that was very tricky, you know, getting my position. Lewis overtook me on the inside. He rode really late. He had a really good turn 1, and yeah, after that it was about getting him, then the virtual safety car and so on. My first thing was very poor in terms of degradation. We struggled quite a lot. Then on the hard, yeah, with the
14 still in the house.
we were a bit unlucky there. We lost 2 positions, which we recovered later. Yeah, it's a good result, but unfortunately we lost Max. You know, it would have been great to have a double podium for the team. But yeah, looking forward, you know, we've been a bit too unlucky in the first 2 races.
Absolutely. Run us through that move with Lewis around the outside into the fast chicane.
25 points Leclerc gets.
Phenomenal move, and then on the safety car sort of helped him for the fight back with you on the run down to turn 11.
Yeah, I was with Lewis. He's very entertaining. Very high racer.
All right, let's listen to team radio of Leclerc.
At the moment, you have the fastest lap. So Perez lap time 22.1.
All right, that's just radio communications.
Was that the easiest win of your career so far, mate?
In Formula 1, it's the first one where we control a little bit the gap, and honestly, what a car today. I mean,
Kenneth says Memorial Day Sunday, F1, Monaco Grand Prix, the Indianapolis 500, and the Coca-Cola 600.
Race pace, we were extremely strong. Tire felt great from the first half to the
Man, I don't think you can stream all of them though, could you, y'all? Because some of them overlap.
After those restarts, because you had to deal with 2 of those. A little bit nerve-wracking.
Do they overlap?
On the front straight with the restarts, making sure that you...
That would be crazy to do the whole day.
Race for turn 1 or turn 3.
It was very difficult, especially the safety car restart. I had a huge understeering to the last corner, and I was like, oh, it's going to be difficult to keep that first position. But then, then we managed to do so, and after the first 2-3 corners, I managed to regain the grip, and then the pace was back. So incredible to win there.
Just one last one. I heard on the radio on the in-lap, I'm starting to sense a little bit of belief here. You know, this momentum, the car's been very strong on all types of circuits now. You must be looking forward to getting back to Europe and see if this momentum could really start to put a huge campaign to fight against everyone that can, you know, throw the battle against you guys.
Yeah, well, obviously we only had the 3rd race, so it's difficult to think about the championship. But to be honest, we've got a very strong car. a very reliable car too, and for now we've always been there. So I hope it continues like this, and if it does, then we probably have chances for the championship, which obviously makes me smile after the last 2 years that have been difficult for the team and then obviously for myself. So
Monaco early in the morning around 6 to 7 a.m.
You gotta enjoy the podium. Well done.
So Monaco will be over by 10.
The most popular car around Albert Park. He has a 34-point lead in the Drivers' Championship now.
Yeah, you could probably do it.
Then every lap.
That would be interesting.
And the victory as well.
It is the best day of racing every year, though.
Leclerc today, first Ferrari driver to take a Grand Slam. It's Fernando Alonso, Singapore, 2010.
Impressive.
All right, so the podium, Charles Leclerc first, Sergio Perez second, George Russell third.
Might be a bit more fair to believe in who's taking it.
So what? I'm sure they have some bits and pieces that are going faster as well.
And he rightly pointed out on the safety car restarts.
All right, so my next scheduled stream here on the channel, next scheduled stream is Tuesday, I think it's early evening for the Dodgers versus the Twins from Minnesota, and then I'll be back on Thursday for opening night from Dodger Stadium for Dodgers versus Reds. That's the schedule. Unless there's like a surprise one that pops up.
That's the Martin, still the only team not to score in 2020.
I hope Rob had a good time.
After the safety cars, face up, give them a chance to steal it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to, Kenneth. I got to talk to the COO, see if that's okay with her. But
Williams there, not just his drive, but the fact that they've got a point because, well, we're testing in Bahrain and then Bahrain.
So where is the next race?
It's been an action-packed 4 or 5 weeks on the road. A long way from home, so reward for those down at Williams who thought they might have emerged pointless from this. Not to be.
So the next race is Italy, huh?
Today is to stand on the podium for the first
Italy, the 22nd and 24th. Yeah, I got to see what's going on with the new job for that deal.
Checo Perez, runner-up today, and what is a 16th podium for him.
Christian says he remembers he's solid.
Yeah, so as long as there's no weather, we should be fine. We can do all of them, huh?
Yeah. The mechanical problems his teammate did. Charles Leclerc, the winner once again, and for the second time this season.
All right, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. It looks like we're listening to the Italian national anthem. Italian Grand Prix at Marisa. I'm learning some stuff, y'all. But I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys all for hanging out with me. This was fun. Didn't quite get the numbers I anticipated, but I'm always thinking quite highly of what I think I'm going to get there. But, I don't know. I had fun. I definitely had fun. I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me, though. And we've got a Sunday in front of us. Oh, I'm sure it's probably like the Olympics, huh, Mr. Nobody? Yeah, there's people with like tears in their eyes. Why is there not an American race car driver? I don't understand. Why is there not a single American in F1? That doesn't seem very cool. Kenneth says, thank you so much, Valhalla. Been fun with NASCAR and F1. Look forward to next time. You're the best. Appreciate it, Kenneth. You're the man, buddy. I'm going to get out of here. Enjoy your Sunday, everybody. As I always say, be nice to your neighbor. And every day is not guaranteed. We will see you guys in the next one. Valhalla Sports Talk, as I lose my voice, is off the air. Thanks, everybody.